Bye. Find the hatch.
Yeah, sure. Hatch will spawn right here. Right here.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh!
Yep.
Oh, right there. On your left.
Oh!
Wait, for real?
Real.
Yes! Yes, Ruby! Let's go!
I pulled some Sapana luck right there.
Really? That's it, huh?
And so it ends.
That's bullshit! I had full.
Come along with me, I'm Prince Safi, here among the clouds in the sky. Imagination is the key to unlock the dreams in your mind. Let's go, let's fly, let's dream, you and I. Do 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 do. Hello, Sapphires. Let me get the music going. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tea Time. Let me get Jessica in here. Hold on. Hello, my guest tonight, sitting next to me looking lovely, is Jessica, the Bestica. You all know her.
Hello.
There she is. Isn't she beautiful? That's her Halloween outfit. We're both all Halloweened. Thank you for shouting out Momo. Welcome everybody. Welcome in. Wow, it's been like probably 2.5 months since I've tea timed, and I'm so glad that you're my first guest, Jess.
I'm glad to be here.
It's so nice to have you here. I mean we're friends, and I know you, but I don't know you.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I do. I gotcha, yeah.
So I have lots to ask you tonight. All right, but before we get into that, I just want to say hi to everybody, and I hope you're feeling good. As you can see, we're all spoopy in here. Hi, Sky. You missed the intro. Oh, no! You'll see it again. It'll happen again. We've got cake. I got sushi because in actual life, I'm going to have sushi any minute now. You've got pizza, right, Jess?
Yeah, I do. I have pizza and tea.
Pizza and tea. Does pizza and wait? Is it hot tea or a cold tea?
It's hot tea.
Hot tea and pizza. I don't know. What do you guys think of that?
I have weird taste buds. I can.
What kind of tea is it?
What kind of tea?
Okay.
It's like a passion fruit tea.
Passion fruit. All right, that's my first question of the night. What is your favorite tea?
Passion fruit green tea.
All right. Is that with milk or no milk? Is that with sugar?
No milk. It's just stevia added inside.
Nice.
Sometimes I add honey if I have some.
Nice choices. Nice healthy choices to go with your unhealthy pizza. What kind of pizza is it?
It's just pepperoni.
Is that your favorite?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the basic, you know. But
It's the basic basic
yeah,
pizza.
If I can, I'll add like onions and bell peppers and mushrooms and stuff to it.
I'm allergic to bell peppers.
Oh no!
I am. It's not that I hate the taste. Well, I don't love it, but I can't stomach it. It'll go right through me. It's horrible. I have a very sensitive stomach, and I have like stupid allergies, like peppers. Obviously, I'm lactose intolerant. I'm just a mess. But and Rhea can't have meat, so
right.
We do what we can. Chat, if you ever wanted to shout out like what your favorite stuff is, add into it. As long as there's not pineapple, Heartless says. How do you feel about pineapple, Jess?
Pineapple is my favorite fruit.
How do you feel about it on pizza?
I don't mind.
All right, if I could high five you, I'm gonna high horn you. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't understand the thing about it. I don't understand the big hado. To me, it's a good fruit. It's a nice fruit. As long as I don't have too much of it like on my mouth, because then it gets like blistery and weird, like on the lips. But otherwise, I love pineapple, and if it's on pizza, let's go. Especially with ham.
Yeah. I grew up. I'm just gonna start revealing stuff about myself.
All right, let's go.
When I was little, we lived on Oahu for 3 years. So like,
nice.
Yeah. No. After a while, it was just like, oh, ham and pineapple really isn't that weird to me.
Normal.
It's really not that
right.
nasty. Yeah. It's good stuff.
I didn't. What?
And then because like if you get like honey glazed ham, right?
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like super sweet,
Nice.
and then the acidity of the pineapple,
and it balances it.
It's so good.
Yeah. Ruby says she's a meat lover pizza. Rhea loves chai. Yeah. Pepperoni and mushroom is Rhea's favorite. But we can't do pepperoni now. It's sad. But yeah, we're mushroom lovers. I mean,
Mushrooms are good.
most pizza is good pizza, unless it's made badly. Then it's not.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the pineapple problem. I don't get it. I mean, I get that it's an acid thing, and it's maybe too acidy with the tomato for some people. I don't know. I don't understand the hoodoo, though.
I think it's the idea of just fruit.
They don't like fruit.
Well, it's probably like people like, why would you put fruit on pizza? It's not this like. I don't
So it's
feel
like the idea
like,
of it.
Yeah, because I mean, like, would you add apples on pizza? Like, to me, that sounds actually kind of good.
I don't know. I'd have to try it, but I don't know. Apples and tomato, I'm not sure. There's something about pineapple that works, though, if it's balanced out with the salty, sweet ham. I don't know. Or even just on it. I've just had it just on it. I don't know. I didn't find it disgusting. Sue me, people. So, you lived on Oahu. Where else, if you don't mind, did you come over to? Wait, okay. You were a little kid on Oahu. How did you get? Are you somewhere in other places now?
So yeah, I was. So my family was military. So we moved around to.
Right.
Yeah, we moved around to a few places. We say we've lived in the northernmost state and the southernmost state. So we've lived in Alaska and we lived in Hawaii. Those are the two states where we say we lived in it. And people are just
Would
like,
you say,
wow, how was it?
That's like night and day, isn't it? It's completely different. Yeah, climate-wise, people-wise, just like totally different.
Yeah, but I've lived most of my life now in Texas because at one point I was just like, wow, I lived half of my life as a military child and half of my life outside of being a military child, like in what we like civilian world.
That's so weird.
Yeah, well, it's because like
one is on a base and one isn't.
Yeah, it's different. It's just different.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even imagine what that would be like. Did it feel like almost like I don't know, like did you go to a regular school? You went to a regular school though, right? Or did you?
Most of the schools they were regular schools, but they were like schools on military base.
Oh, really?
For military children.
Oh, so it's like a whole other universe.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like
I got sus.
I'm the one who got 96%, which I mean that's pretty high. That's I mean, I admit being sus, but that's wow. That's, I don't know. I might be a little lower than that. I think just a little bit. Like maybe like 85. I think 85 is around. Stream elements, come on. All right. So wow, that's like another universe. It's like almost reminds me of like boarding school, like Harry Potter world, right? But like not without all the cool, the cool witchcraft, and,
Yeah, it's not because it's not boarding school. It's more of like you go to the school where everybody has the same sort of background as you, to where they've all moved.
Right.
They're all trying to make new friends, or they all know they have to leave and then make new friends somewhere else. So it's like you all come from this sort of ideal to where you have parents in the military, and so like
so you could relate.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things to where growing up in the military, it's almost like you have like rose-colored glasses on because it's like you live in a really safe environment, even though it's not safe.
Interesting. That reminds me of like Halloween, like how when I was a kid, we could just go off and like, go to the neighborhoods and just go trick-or-treating and not think about it, crazies out there and razor blades and all that stuff, and you didn't think about it, you just did it. Like I can't tell you the last time I've had trick-or-treater kids in my neighborhood. I mean, it's been years, so I don't know if it's just where I live or it's everywhere in like suburb. But yeah, I don't know. I never see or hear kids. It's like completely dead.
Yeah. No,
dead.
I was having my mom brought up this point. I think it was either my sister or my grandmother. And is the fact that we see this aging population around us, right? And they're not leaving their homes.
Right, yeah.
And so it's like you see, and there's not enough like affordable housing for new families, right? So they're stuck living in apartments or condos.
Right.
So you don't see families with kids in suburbs anymore.
That is a factor, but like we live in a condo with a bunch of kids. In fact, there's really loud ones right next to us. But yeah, it doesn't matter about that. It's just the kids just don't do it anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah, they go to malls or other safe environments, I guess, where they feel like it's controlled and not scary. At least that's how it is in my neck of the woods. But yeah, because you were talking about how safe it was for you growing up, and it reminded me of that. Since it's Halloween, so you still have kids where you are that trick or treat?
Yeah, no, we do. Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
I live in a housing suburb.
Okay. Maybe it's
owned by an HOA.
Right. Yeah, I hate them too. I absolutely hate them. It feels like you're not owning anything. Yeah, you don't have any say about anything. Like, we have construction constantly that we don't know is going to happen in our condo, and they just do it, and they don't tell us. And we're like woken up at like 8 a.m. We're like, what? Yeah. And right now we're heavily on the vampire schedule, so that's pretty annoying. Do you guys in chat, do you have trick-or-treaters where you are? Have you been having them in the last 5 years or so? Because I haven't. Here's another weird thing about me. For some reason, I don't like saxophone. I don't know why. I have an allergy against saxophone. Do you? Do you have any allergies to any music? Like it's like instruments? We're gonna talk about music because that's important. I know that you're musical.
No, that's perfectly fine. I can talk about music all the time. I love everything but reggae.
Everything but reggae.
Everything but reggae.
Weird. Why?
I don't know. It's this weird
Reggae's
thing.
so chill.
Like whenever I hear it, I just get mad.
You get mad?
I get mad! And I think it's because like I can't stand the composition of reggae.
You don't like isn't it just kind of more just syncopated? It's like it's like, I mean it's not oompa, but it's like syncopated kind of, isn't it? It's kind of chill but syncopated.
Yeah, I think it's because there's no real, I don't feel like there's any, okay. I don't want this to be like, cancel. I don't feel like there's any like real composition when it comes to reggae. I feel like you just more or less go with the flow.
Yeah, but what about like stuff like raga, like Indian music? Because that's also, you kind of just resonate on the same type of chords and the same type of melody, and it just kind of goes on the same thing for a while. That's like meditative.
I'm more okay with that.
Huh. Yeah, okay.
And I think it's because partially, I'm going to spew some more about myself because I will just spew galore. My mom teaches history. She's a social studies teacher.
Cool.
So, like, growing up, my mom was always about, like, different cultures and, making sure we know about things. And so when I went to university and I was taking my music history class, like, I sat there and I was like, oh, this is really cool.
Cool.
And, like, I actually paid attention to things when it was different cultures and, like, when we were learning about no theater, and it's very different, right? I didn't laugh because I thought it was really cool. Well, there was people in my class that were giggling because they thought it was funny. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds a little different. I was like, but it's pretty cool. So,
that's cool that you listen to your mom as opposed to the opposite of like, oh, my mom's teaching.
Yeah. I mean, I fear for my life when I was taking world history because that's what she teaches. In high school, when I was taking world history, I was like, and my mom was staring at me like, you better get
class? This.
She's like, are you gonna at least pass? And I'm
my gosh.
Yeah, I'll at least pass.
Well, that's cool. That's cool that you could ask her anything though, probably. Right?
Yeah. No,
that's
she's
cool.
very knowledgeable.
Rhea's saying, is this about, you're talking about reggae? It emphasizes the downbeat more than the upbeat? That's what you're talking about? Backwards rhythm, she says. Yeah. Rhea's a music head. Rhea knows everything. So how did you told me that you studied music in college, right? That's what you said. Did you say that? Am I making that up?
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay. When did you like first started wanting to like learn an instrument or realize you wanted to do music?
So, like, ever since I was little, I just love singing. And then when I was second grade, I started learning piano.
Nice.
And then, GT, ADHD, ADD brain, whatever I got was like, I don't like it anymore.
Oh gosh.
So I stopped piano.
Did you have a piano in the house, or did you have to go to a place? Or?
So when I first started learning, it was on my grandma's upright.
Aww.
And then when we moved to Alaska, keyword, I got an electric keyboard, and I didn't I think that was the main reason why I stopped learning, because I didn't like it.
I have a weird thing about not being able to play like electric keyboard, like Rhea has it right here, and I'm staring at it, and I've never really bonded with it. I've never really, but like an actual piano in front of me. Like when I was little, like you, like around 7 years old, no, a little earlier, like 5 or 6, we had an upright in the house, and I really, really loved it, and I wanted to learn piano. And then like well, they moved, so I didn't have the piano anymore. But I always wanted to bond again with an actual piano, but we never had one. But the actual keyboard, music keyboard, like, you know, like you said, like plugged in keyboard. I can't. I mean, it feels semi like a piano, but it just
feels like it, but it's not the same.
It's
because
not,
you don't get that. Like when you're on an actual piano, it's almost like this soul-searching resonance, and it feels alive, and you're just like, oh, this is amazing. And then you're on a keyboard, you're like,
it's just completely different. And I feel like, I don't know, like I have an old-fashioned soul or something. Like I need the piano in front of me. So I never really got good at it. I kind of just plunk around.
yeah, I feel that.
I went to guitar instead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So what did you do? You just kind of were like, I give up.
Yeah. So I kind of just kicked it to the side. And then years later, when we moved to Texas, around 5th grade for me, I started cello.
Oh, wow. Did you decide that on your own, or did somebody say you should play cello? How did that work out?
I started it on my own because I loved Yo-Yo Ma.
Ah, good old Yo-Yo Ma.
Yeah, and it was like, it was also because violins.
Okay, yeah, wasn't he violin?
No, he was cello, but this is
okay.
another side thing about myself, and it's a little sad, but it's a little funny.
Okay.
Is that when I was growing up, I saw everything that was status quo, and I wanted to be against it.
Oh yeah, the rebellious years.
Yeah. So it's like I saw that everybody liked violin. So I don't like violin. Everybody loved the color blue, and it was my favorite color, but then I made it not my favorite color.
Oh no.
And so like even the things that I liked that were status quo, I tried to shove away because I wanted
I'm guessing you didn't like Titanic.
I did.
Okay.
Because it was a musical.
Eventually.
Like, not the fact that it was actually a musical, you know, but it had really nice musical numbers.
Oh yeah. No, eventually they did do a musical. It was horrible. They did.
Yeah.
Titanic the musical. Yeah.
And so, but like also at that age, I was watching shows that were not for my age group. I was watching like Angel and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Supernatural.
Buffy, yay. Yeah.
Like before 5th grade, before the age of 10, I was watching these
Oh my
shows.
gosh.
And so I was watching these shows.
You know, if nobody says no.
I know, for real. And my mom just let me watch them, you know? I mean, let's go, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I can think of worse things you could have watched.
Oh.
I was never into like horror stuff, but I definitely would have watched Buffy when I was young, definitely. I just want to say hi Ronan, and yes. Let's see. So sad I don't have any of my musical instruments anymore. They got stolen, Heartless. Oh no.
Sorry?
What? Kyoshi, I sliced the man 20 times and he didn't die. What are we talking about? What, Kyoshi? I don't want to know that. But welcome in, everybody. In case you're late and you didn't know, this is JessicaTheBesstica, and she's a wonderful VTuber and a wonderful friend, and she's my guest tonight. And we're just talking about music. We're talking about how she started doing cello at what age?
Around 10 or 11.
10, nice. Was that huge? That's a huge instrument. Was it heavy?
It was. I was really tall for my age group. So when we went to go get fitted, they gave me the largest size.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
how
it
heavy
goes
was
up
it?
to like, yeah, and the funny thing, it's called a 4x4.
Wow! And you were like, "Yep, it's a truck."
Yeah. I got the largest one that
Wow.
I could. Because they were like, oh, let's start with the smaller one, and they were like, okay, and they just kept sizing it up. They're like, okay, well, you need the largest.
Wow!
I guess.
Wait,
Like, for my age
are you really tall?
I'm 5'6".
Okay, that's not that tall. You were tall back then. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like 5'6" 3/4,
Okay.
5'6.5". I'm around there. I'm almost 5'7". But no, for my age.
Yeah. Okay.
For my age group, I was tall. And then of course you go to high school and everybody else got taller. But
Not me.
no.
I'm a hobbit. I get nervous when I'm around really tall people. I get jittery. So I'm glad you're not tall. Sorry, I'm biased.
No,
It's
it's
fine.
all good. It's all good. But no, so I started cello, and then I did that for about 2 years, and then I stopped
Aw, why?
because it was so tough. I didn't necessarily want to stop, but it was like so in 6th grade, because standardized testing.
Mm.
In 6th grade, I failed my math and my English
Oh my gosh.
star. Yeah, I failed because they called them. They called them TEATIME at first, I believe, or testing, something like that, and then it turned into star testing for Texas. But so I failed my math and my English, and so for my 7th grade, because they don't hold you back or anything, they just move you on to the next grade. I had to. So for 7th grade, you get 2 electives that you get to choose.
Right. I always hated that you only got 2. I'm like,
But-
I can't. Yeah.
Because I failed my English and my math exam, I lost my elective classes.
Oh my
because
gosh.
they
Oh
put me in a subsidiary class so that when I take it again, I'll pass.
Wow.
So I got an extra math class
Oh
and I got
God.
an extra English class.
Well, I always
And
liked
so-
English, but math, oof.
Yeah. And so I couldn't do art, I couldn't do cello. And so
Oh,
when I
no.
couldn't be in the orchestra anymore,
Yeah.
it was just like, what's the point? Because I didn't see any point of practicing at home because I was a really bad student and never practiced at home. I almost failed orchestra because of it.
Oh no.
Like I was
Your story is
It was-
making me sad. I feel sad.
for 6th grade orchestra, I was first chair in my class. I was first chair at concerts. But I never practiced at home. I was a
Well, was part of that
curse?
because it's so freaking huge? Hey, Shrek. Yeah, she's making me cry. She failed. I have tears in here somewhere. Like it's not on me, but I'm crying. There you go.
Is it okay if I curse? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
you go. Well, I try to keep it PG-13, so that means like you get 1 F-bomb.
Okay. I was a snarky little shite.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. I would use a different word, but instead of snarky, but I'm trying to, keep it as well as I can.
somewhat wholesome. Yeah.
But I had a huge ego.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when it came to cello, because I was like, I don't need to practice at home.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so good. I'm so good. I don't need to practice. So I never practiced at home. So I didn't fill out my practice logs, and that was our homework in orchestra. So I was first chair and everything, and I was failing.
Wow.
And my mom was just like, you know what? Just fill it out. I'll sign it. I don't care. She was
Wow.
like, just fill it out, sign it, turn it in. I don't care as long as you pass.
So
She's
your
like,
mom
because
being
you-
a history teacher, she probably was. I mean, I know it's not English and math, but still, she probably was pissed at you, wasn't she?
Oh, she was.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was mad. She was just like, you need to practice. She was like, but you do fine. And she just didn't,
Mm.
And so
No,
she
I
was
mean,
like,
once you were failing, like the next year, she must have been pissed.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
But we don't
so-
talk about that. we don't talk
yeah, we
about
don't talk about it.
No. Yeah.
we don't talk about it. But I lost my electives the next year in 7th grade, so I couldn't do orchestra, so I gave it up.
So did you stop playing instruments altogether after that, or?
I did.
That's sad. You didn't want to pick up anything after that?
The only musical thing I did after was like junior year of high school when I joined choir.
I was in choir, but we had this really.
I love choir.
I did love it. I did, but I also hated it because we had this really weird choir teacher who was very gosh, she was so G-rated and like very kind of churchy, and I couldn't deal with her. She was very pushy. She would like try to get everybody to be in choir, and we'd have to do these religious songs, and I was like, yeah. But I will say that in my 8th grade, she was cool enough to actually do the Yub Yub song from the Ewoks from Return of the Jedi. So she had her moments. But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't stand the teacher, but so I didn't stay in it past 9th grade. But I actually had a really tough time in high school. I had stuff at home going on with my mom. Really bad stuff happened. So I pretty much dropped out in the middle of 10th grade and got a GED later. At a really, really, really tough teenage years. I've talked about it before. Some people on here may know. What? Yes, hello. What, gonna watch Disenchanted when it comes out? Are we gonna watch Disenchanted? I don't know how I feel about it.
It's
I know it's a sequel to Enchanted, right?
It's a sequel, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. It's one of those things where they're gonna turn her evil. Have you seen the preview for it?
I started watching the trailer and then I stopped. But I saw that Julie Andrews was in it, and I'm like,
oh really? Oh, so that's a game changer, right? Right
it's
there.
A game changer for me. I love that woman.
I need all the head pads. I need all the head. Did someone redeem head pads and I missed it? Or are you just saying I need head pads? I mean, I'll do it. You want some head pads too?
Sure, why not?
There's mine. I get mine first. Ouch! Right on the horns. That's gonna hurt later. You get yours. Yours are purple. Hope you don't mind.
I don't mind.
It's a little big for you.
It's okay.
Let's make it a little smaller. Jessica sized. There we go.
Yay!
So I don't know how I feel about it, but we'll probably watch it. Let's face it, we'll watch it. Julie Andrews is in it, and of course, you know, there's Idina Menzel's back in it, I believe. And
yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it just doesn't look good. I'm gonna go into it not expecting much, so that if I'm pleasantly surprised, that's always a good thing.
I mean, that's kind of the way to do it when they try and, add sequels to movies from years ago.
Yeah,
right?
like the Hocus Pocus 2. I didn't even like Hocus Pocus 1. Did you?
I liked it as a kid. I rewatched it the other day,
and you were like, "Oh my god, this is shite."
Well, I still like it. It's just I'm looking at it from a different pair of lens.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did that. I didn't watch as a kid, so I watched as an adult, and I was like, the acting in this is the worst I've ever seen. This is horrific. No, but you know, yeah. It is what it is. It's a lot of people's childhood, so I try not to poo-poo on people's childhoods. You know, if they loved it, they loved it. But I'm sure the sequel is, I mean, you got to go into it knowing what to expect, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, be pleasantly surprised. I had that happen with the Lord of the Rings Rings of Power. Like, I was gonna be like, this is gonna be shit. This is gonna suck. And then I watched it and I was like, holy crap, this is good. I don't know if you've watched it yet. Have you watched it?
I have not.
It is surprisingly good.
I'm so bad at watching TV shows and movies.
Oh, really? Is it that ADHD thing?
It's because, like, in my brain, it's like if I sit down and watch it, I'm gonna be marathoning it.
Yes, I would do that if they would let me. I'm having to deal with one every week, and it's driving me crazy. But yeah, I like to binge. Yes.
I think the first time I stayed up for 24 hours straight was when I was marathoning a K-drama.
Oh my god, those things!
Because
K-dramas are just
long.
Oh god, they're so addictive too. I started doing that too, and I have this memory. This is a weird memory. I was getting hooked on. Oh gosh, which one was it? I don't remember now. Oh crap, I don't remember now. It was a K-drama that was like it was about a musician. It was about musicians. Shoot, I don't remember the title. Anyway, I was getting really hooked on it. It was the same guy who was in You're Beautiful. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I might not have. I haven't watched K-drama
in a long time. Well, anyway, I remember it. Well, the year was 2013, and we didn't know it, but at the time, everybody was getting really sick with norovirus. Like at my job, I had no idea. I had no idea until later, but I was in the middle, like hooked into this K-drama, right? And then all of a sudden I'm feeling really queasy. I'm like, what's wrong with me? Am I hungry? What is this? Yeah. Hour later, I was like, bleh!
No.
So, that's his name, Jun Kin Suk. Something like that. Jun Kun Suk, something like that. Yeah.
Jun Kin Suk?
It's similar to that. I don't think it's quite that. Sounds well, you know, Korean names. Okay, thank you for the lurk, Ronan. But yeah, K-dramas totally addictive. Don't get into them. Don't do it. But yeah, I love the Rings of Power. That's what I'm into. Have you seen The Dragon Prince?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh, Jessica!
I watched. What were the K-dramas I watched? I watched like.
Hi, Lemons. Hi, Sun.
The one with the secretary. What's wrong with Secretary Kim?
Okay, haven't seen that one.
I want to say that's the title. That was one I watched. I watched one. Okay, I watched like 2 that were almost like murder mystery K-drama,
That's cool.
and one of them is absolutely my favorite, and the ending is sad.
I don't like sad
But it
endings,
was-
but
It was so good. It was so good. Another one that was like one of my absolute favorites was called While You Were Sleeping.
that reminds me of, didn't they do that with Sandra Bullock while you were sleeping? That's a Sandra
don't
Bullock
know.
movie. I think that is.
I don't know, but it's about this one girl. She sleeps and she sees the future.
Oh, that's definitely different. That's neat.
Yeah, and so like she would see like, and it would just be a little blurb, so it wouldn't be like anything too telling. So she couldn't tell when it was going to happen. Right? It's
Mhm.
kind of like a big deja vu type thing.
Yeah.
But she could see people in it. Right? And so it all changed when she changed what she saw. So like she had a dream. She saw someone was getting involved in something, because I don't want to like spoil it.
Mhm.
But she saw someone was getting involved in something, so she changed the outcome.
Ooh.
And now that person started getting dreams about her.
Huh.
So
So it's like a contagious
kind
oracle.
of.
Like it could say
Kind
like
of.
I'm sick with oracle
And
disease,
so
and I don't know.
It was like she would get dreams about those closest to her, and then it was almost like whoever saved whoever would start getting dreams. So like
Aw.
the person she saved started dreaming about her, and then that person saved another person, and then that person would get dreams about them.
Oh wow.
But there was only 3.
Huh.
But,
so yeah,
no, it's-
so contagious
it's so
psychic
good.
ability. That would be interesting.
So good.
I wonder if that would like change the world slowly. If everybody could have like empathy and psychic feelings about each other, that would change things, don't you think?
That would definitely change interview processes.
I would totally know what you want me to ask.
and totally like you know, like you go for a job interview
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
you're just like, oh, I don't want to be here, and they're just like, okay, leave. You know, like,
It is
like
so
they just
weird.
know.
I've always hated job interviews, and then for a while at my last job I had to actually do the job interviewing.
Change your fate.
Change your feet, yeah.
Change your fate.
And I hated interviewing people. I hated it so not like this. This I like, but I mean like trying to like see if they should get the job or not. I couldn't stand it. I was like, because you have to weigh out like how much you need a person versus how good they are at things, and if they're
And then-
intelligent.
yeah,
I
and
don't
then
like making those
the people
decisions.
you're interviewing.
Yeah. And you have to kind of make that call of whether they're going to be good or not, and often
Yeah.
you can't make that call. I didn't like it on the flip side of I didn't like it on either side of the desk. You know what I mean? I don't like the process. It's like judging people.
It's
Greetings, Virus. How are you tonight? Are you any better? Virus was really sick.
Yeah, no, I saw on Twitter.
Yeah, 103 temperature. That's always nice.
It's so crazy.
Honestly, I don't go out much, so I haven't. Okay, I got COVID really, really bad in 2020, like the early part of it, and it really, really hit me hard. And for a long time, for like 10 months, I couldn't really breathe right. I was coughing a lot. I still do cough easily. I have like lasting symptoms from it, but I'm better, and I haven't really gotten anything like even a cold for like a long time, like a year and a half. It's weird.
Right.
Because I just don't go out and I spray everything, and I'm very, very like, I'm like, totally like germaphobe now. There's the virus. Thank you for shouting that.
I luckily never got it.
Oh wow.
And
Not
I'm
once?
asthmatic. So if I got
Oh
it,
my gosh. You must be, are you really careful? Are you like avoiding people at all costs?
I would have been totally up.
Well, that's the thing. I have like a slight asthma. I'm not like really, really bad, but that really made it worse. Yeah.
Yes.
So like now I cough at anything if I laugh too much, and it's hard because it affected my singing. So like it's hard to like really get breath now. It's really hard. That's my next question. So you were like, I want to study singing. Is that what happened?
No, pretty much. So, like joining choir in high school kind of cemented that for me. I was like, actually, this is what I like. I really like choir. It's not that I joined high school choir for the pop. I joined high school choir for the choral pieces.
Cool.
Like, you know, just all of it mixed together when you hear the dissonance and you're like living off of that and you're like, yes, the drama. you're like,
It's all
"That's
about
what
the
I
drama.
like."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that you and Rhea were talking recently about opera, and I was like, holy shit, she likes opera? Do you know how
I do,
rare that
yeah.
is? That is so rare, especially in the VTubing world. I don't think I've ever met anyone yet who actually likes opera. Now, I'm like, I like it, but in moderation, you know? I'm not like a huge opera fan, but I do like it, and I like Carmina Burana, and I like certain pieces that I like, you know, in classical. But what got you into that?
Oh, it's because I became okay. So starting from when I was a child, I loved musicals. And it wasn't just Disney.
Right.
It wasn't just Disney. It was that we had VHS taping of Fiddler on the Roof.
Ah, Fiddler
And
got you.
I watched that so many times. So many times. And then you know, Mary Poppins, which of course was Disney. But you know, like then it was Sound of Music, and then all of these other musicals came in. And then my mom thought it was an amazing idea when we moved here to Texas to take us to go see a musical
Of
at
course.
the theater.
Nice.
And then that was just like the
Good decision. Good decision, Mom.
That was it. That was it.
What did you go see?
And so, we went to go. I think was the first one Cats, or was it
Cats.
What was the first one?
Gotta love Cats. Not the movie.
No, I
movie will
have
give you
not seen the
nightmares. But
movie.
don't see it.
I refuse to see the movie.
Don't see it.
I
Okay, you know what
refuse
is good? Have you seen the one they did? Oh gosh, was it like the early 2000s or something? It was like Andrew Lloyd Webber produced it, and it was like just a filmed version of the Broadway thing, and it had actual theater people, and it was on stage. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen the movie because I saw it on stage.
I know, but like it was filmed, and it was really good.
Oh,
You should see that.
It has
Okay.
Elaine Page.
Yeah, it has Elaine Page, the original
Oh.
Grisabella in it. So, and she's
Okay.
really great in it, and everybody's really great in it, and that is fine. But the movie they did recently with
Yeah,
Judi
no,
Dench and all
that
that, and
was-
Taylor Swift, it was a nightmare. It was not only just so weird. It was so weird. It was just like they tried to do this uncanny valley CGI to it, and their heads are small, and their bodies are bigger, and they're there's this roach scene. I don't want to. I just can't even. It gives
It's
you
night
nightmares.
fever.
It's
It's a
definitely
fever dream.
It is. It's what Virus probably saw recently. Don't
last
watch it
night-
ever. Don't. But yeah, Cats. I loved Cats so much when I was young. My
Yeah.
mom was always into theater, so I got lucky with that.
I love that for
She
you.
was it's one of the great things that she gave to me was a love of theater. She loved theater. She was always in the local theater in our area that we lived, and she was like stage managing or sometimes in the shows, and I would always be there like backstage, like look at all of the costumes and wanting to be a part of it, you know. And it wasn't even musicals; they just did regular like Oscar Wilde and stuff. They just did regular plays. But I love musicals. I think probably the first musical I saw, I'm gonna say, was either Gene Kelly, like Singing in the Rain, or maybe it was like Wizard of Oz, or one of those things that were probably on TV. But then I really, really loved, I don't know if you've ever seen or heard of Pippin.
Okay, I've heard of
You've heard of Pippin,
I
okay.
have not seen. I have not seen.
It's an incredibly good show by Stephen Schwartz. And the dancing is, why am I'm blanking out. Rhea, help me here. Big famous choreographer.
Wicked.
What? No, not Wicked. I'm talking about
Oh.
talking about the choreography of Pippin. You know, all that jazz guy. Come on, help.
Fosse.
Thank you, Fosse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Fosse, thank you. And it's just an incredible show. Pippin has so many great songs. I even sung like one of the songs from it. I have it somewhere. But when my voice was a little better. Yeah, I love Pippin. I was like 9 years old, and that's really not a show for 9-year-olds. But but I loved it. And what else? Yeah, Wicked is. Why do you keep saying Wicked? Is that your favorite, Rhea? Is that your favorite? Would you consider Wicked your favorite show of all time? Or what do you consider? For me, it's still Les Mis. I mean, Les Mis. It's just talk about epic and dramatic and amazing. What about you?
For me, it's actually Wicked.
Is it Wicked? Okay.
It is. It
All
is.
right. Wicked is great.
I first saw Wicked for my birthday. I want to say like junior year of high school, or
Oh,
was it
nice.
sophomore year? And then it came back the next year, and my mom took me to go see it again.
Aw,
No, wait,
that's
no,
so
that was
good.
my first time. Sorry, that was my
Your
first time
mom's
going.
good. Your mom's a good bean.
Yeah, no, she took me to see it for my birthday, and it was just her and I.
Aw.
And then eventually it came back into town like a few years later. So I took my middle sister.
Aw, you're a good bean too. And then you spread the wickedness.
Yeah, because no, it was me and my two sisters. It was all three of us. So all three of us went, and I was just like, "Oh my god, y'all are gonna love it! Y'all are gonna love it! And there was like, "Stop!"
But did
And
they?
they're like, "We know you're excited about it, and we know you love it." And they're like, "But maybe we won't like it as much." And then I was sad because like I wanted to share this.
They were
love
being
and this
rebels like you
experience.
were. They were doing the rebel thing.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to share this experience with you.
But come on,
because
they had to have loved it, right?
they did.
Of
They
course.
did.
There's no way not to. I can't imagine someone not loving it if you go see it. I mean,
Yeah.
the dragon thing and the breathing, the
Yes.
smoke, and
'Cause-
all the costumes, and the music's great. Some songs are better than others, but Steven Schwartz again,
I
genius.
feel bad, but I think I've either seen it twice or 3 times.
I only saw it once with Rhea. We took my mom, but she fell asleep. But she was very much on like a certain kind of medicine she had just changed to, so I don't blame her. But yeah, she tried. My mom loves theater, and at that time she wasn't doing very well mentally, and so I don't blame her. But we were like amazed at the show, and you know we have like the soundtrack, and yeah, it's a
I love it.
great show.
I love it. When I went the last time I went and saw, oh no, I think I've only seen it twice. I think I did just go with my middle sister. I don't think my eldest sister went with. I'm trying to remember, or did we go see it another time?
What's a brain? I don't know.
I'm trying to remember because I think the first time I went, it was just me and my mom, and then I want to say the second time was me and my 2 sisters, and then the third time was just me and my middle sister. And because I remember going with her, and it was just the 2 of us, and she bought me a Wicked mug.
Aw.
Yeah, and it's the one I have right here.
You
with
still
the
got
actual-
it. I should have looked
still
up.
have it.
I got you a teal cup. That's what I got.
It's okay. No, because that's like honestly,
That's
it
your
matches
color.
my horns. It looks
That's
amazing.
right. I did my best. So you got bit by the musical bug from Fiddler on the Roof.
Yes.
I think I would have liked Fiddler a lot better because I admit they're good songs, good catchy songs. But growing up very loosely Jewish, I kind of just didn't. Rebellious, right? You know, like I don't want anything to do with that. But you know, now I can respect it for what it is. But yeah, so you got hit with the musical bug, and then like, and then you were like, I wanna do that. Did you want to be like a singer on Broadway? Did you have those kind of stars in your eyes, or did you? What'd you think?
It's kind of like it's been one of those things to where it's like one of those dreams, but I'm too anxious.
Yeah, it's hard. Acting is hard.
And so I'm just like, you know what? If I just become famous, like Carrie Underwood or whatever, I'm good with that.
Oh,
I'm
you
fine
had
with
pop
that.
star in your eyes. Okay.
Well, kind of. It's like
Yeah.
pop star, but I also love Broadway. But there's a lot of pressure with Broadway.
There's a lot of pressure with pop stars.
I feel there is with that too.
You can't
I
escape
feel
it.
like
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure in both realms.
The thing is, either realm, any of show business,
yeah,
the pressure I think is mostly on how you look. It's image.
It is.
And that's
Yeah.
where I was like, I had the same stars in my eyes. I wanted to be a singer-songwriter. I am a singer-songwriter, but I wanted to be, known for it.
Yeah.
And so Rhea and I were in a band together, and I had those stars in my eyes for a long time. We eventually just wanted to do. Now we're in blues land. No blues. I'm not in the mood. But eventually, I just kind of. We started writing musicals together, and we love theater, so we did that for a while. But less pressure on how you look, but still just as hard to break into anywhere if you're not in the right place at the right time with the right people around you. And networking, and that was always hard for us where we are. Plus, we're both trans, and again, it's hard to schmooze and people look at you and they look at how you look and they know something's up but they don't know what it is, and I always felt like it was so hard to do any of that. So when Rhea discovered VTubing, holy crap, that was a game changer for us. How about you? How did you went from like wanting to be a pop star and all that, how did you end up even knowing about VTubing and wanting to do it?
So I ended up knowing about it because last year around my birthday, Shrek came to me because we're IRL besties.
Yep.
So we were like talking to each other off Discord, and she was like, what if we just just start streaming? She was like, what if we just did it?
Yeah.
And before that point, I'd never really been on Twitch, never really watched.
Me neither.
Didn't know about it.
I had no idea about Twitch. I knew about YouTube, but not Twitch.
Yeah. Same. And then, but Mickey Shrek, she had her account for a few years.
Oh, really?
And so she said how before she had tried streaming and then just kind of gave it up because whatever.
Was she doing like IRL?
I don't know.
Oh,
it was like
okay.
a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Like she tried a little bit and then she stopped. And then, but like around my birthday last spring, she was like, I'm thinking about doing it again. She was like, what would you think about also doing it? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So like we both started at the same time around my birthday last year. And then like we both did IRL, like we both did face cams. And then eventually I think it was when VTubing was kind of becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Because
like
I didn't
a couple
see
years
it
ago?
everywhere. Yeah, no, it was like last year. Because I started last year.
So
And
kind of
because
like when
that's
Rhea started. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's because I think because Mickey met Panda Kirtir.
Mm-hmm. Who used to, formerly known as Panda Pat, yes.
Formerly known as Panda Pat Kirtir. And so I think I'm saying,
I don't know, I keep saying Katir. I don't know, I think
it's probably Kirtir or it's
let's just call it
Kirtir
Kier.
or it's Katir.
We can just call
I'm
it
not
Kier.
sure.
Kier.
I'm not sure.
Kier,
I know-
formerly known as Panda Pat.
Okay. But Mickey met Kier.
Mm-hmm.
And then so like that's kind of where she found VTubing from. And then we're both like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so
yeah, so like everybody helps everybody. It's kind of like that contagious psychic thing.
Yeah. And then there's also like, because VTubing is a way of protecting your identity. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
I mean,
then,
it's I mean, I'm sure you're absolutely lovely in real life. But for me, whether you're lovely or not doesn't really matter too. It's like you said, like a way to protect yourself. For a trans person, that's really important. It's really it's also a way for us to truly express what we feel we are in a way where no one's gonna go, well, that's not what you look like. So,
yeah.
It's freeing.
And
it's
then,
really freeing.
Yeah, and then because VTubing, it allows people to sort of connect with you emotionally.
Yeah, more so than you would think.
Yeah, because they don't really know what you look like, so they only see your model, and your model can change.
Yeah, that's
So
what's neat. I mean, we were just talking about Katir. I mean, there you go. There's an example of it. Like, just rebrand. But once you have enough people that we're going to follow you over there, you can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah,
you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, they know you as a person,
right? Which is amazing. I mean, that's the amazing thing about being online in general. Rhea and I are no spring chickens, as everyone knows. We've been around pretty much forever. We're immortal, right? So we saw the change from like when there wasn't that to when there is. The whole like becoming internet, becoming online, and how much we even wrote a musical about it called Chat. We even did an album and all that stuff for it, like a concept album. And it was really hard to get it off the ground here where we are. So we, it kind of, it's just lying there. It's just there. But it was really good. We poured our heart and soul into it. And it really was about the whole change in the millennium, change of like how you can connect so much online to people that you never would. Like I know people like in Denmark and so many different places, and you're like, you know, Finland and a whole bunch of places, and you're like, how would I have ever met these people otherwise? Yeah. The internet is amazing, and people get to know the personality of the person rather than just how you look or how you seem on the outside. And I think that's really, really amazing. And I really wish humans could just do that normally, right? In real life, they just really care more about what somebody says and how they act than just how they look.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, VTubing, it's sort of like the ultimate of that. And it's also like, you know, for those of us who didn't really get to become the actors or the pop stars, you know, we get to do it now. We get to do it, and here we are entertaining. Yes! It's amazing. And look at all these awesome people that show up and actually think you're awesome, and it's crazy. It's crazy. How do you feel? Do you feel like it's liberating? Do you feel like it's wonderful? How do you feel about VTubing?
I feel like it's almost like a way to be free.
Yes.
But you're always going to have people that come in and they're just like critiquing.
You know, I got hate rated on my birthday.
Oh, shoot.
And luckily I had Ronan and Rhea and Black Rose to all like have my back, and like, you know, because they got on our Discord too, and luckily it was only like 3 people, as opposed to like, I don't have a lot yet. My following is still small, so
right.
But my goodness, that's the dark side. That is the dark side. But you're gonna find that dark side no matter what genre you're using, no matter what tool you're using. That dark side's out there, especially online.
No matter where you are. Yeah, it's always there.
Yeah.
But like there's always the people who critique. Or they're just like, why won't you show your face? Are you ashamed? Like, what is it? Like, I was in Shrek's stream and someone had come in and they thought that they were being so cool. And they were like, what, are you ugly?
Oh, God. Did you immediately ban them? Because that's where I'd be like, bye.
For real, though. And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And then they were just like, because you're probably ugly because you won't show your face.
You know what that is? That's like, somebody who could never get a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, like ever. And they're just angry at the world. Yeah.
And first of all, we're just like, well, what is it to you? You're not. What makes you think
talk
you're
to them? Oh my God.
we're just like, what makes you think you're entitled to that answer in the first place?
Right.
And then they got banned. And then because we're just like, why do you come in here purposely to be rude?
Some people just like to be evil. You know, they enjoy it. They like to rain on people's parades. They like to hurt people. They just get off on it, and they're bad beans, and they need to go immediately. Yeah. Bye.
And then sometimes I say it's because they have no life and they're mad and they want to make other people miserable. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, for a long time, I didn't have a life, but I didn't take it out on anybody. Yeah, like, and that's the difference.
There's a choice, right? You know? There's a choice. You don't, you know. Yeah. So you play Genshin, right? I do. I'm just gonna go into a dumb Genshin conversation here. Sorry. You don't mind, do you?
Don't mind.
So how do you feel about? I know he hasn't fully come out yet, but how do you feel about Scaramouche? Scaramouche.
I feel like there's a lot at play.
Scary Moosh. I call him Scary Moosh.
Because MiHoYo can be very sentimental and in depth with emotion that they carry out through the storyline.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because we've already seen, like, in a video that they released when Scaramouche was like the first one to betray me, right? Or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
no. He's like angry at Raiden and angry at the world and angry at everybody who ever left him and betrayed him, and so now he's just evil. I don't know.
Yeah, there's so much emotion, and I feel like they're just gonna bring that out more. Also,
they are.
I saw. They officially released Nilu's trailer, like animated trailer, something like that, and like, because I saw it on TikTok, and people were like, thoughts, and my first instinct, I think she's gonna die.
Wait, who's gonna die? Wait, what?
My first instinct after watching like Nilu's like video to where she sings.
Yeah.
Right? My first thought, I'm like, I think she's gonna die.
First of all, I don't think they're gonna kill anybody main character or 5 stars.
No.
I don't think they're gonna.
I don't know.
I would be absolutely shocked, but I don't think so. She's a cutie. She's their new thing. They're not gonna kill her. So, certainly not right away. I mean, they could kill a god. They could kill Nahida.
They could.
They could, but I don't know. I mean, he's got her.
Because my first thought was like, I feel like she's either gonna die or she's gonna become almost mortally wounded.
That would be intense.
Like, I feel like because
everybody loves Nilo.
Like, I haven't gotten that far in the storyline, but what I've understood is
I don't want to say too much then.
Like, because I've seen like some stuff on TikTok.
Okay.
I can't not see it because
you're gonna watch it.
But she seems like she's in this sort of space to where she's almost an outcast in a way, and she's like almost emotionally soft and vulnerable. So I'm like, I feel like
so you have not done the new Archon quest then?
No.
Of like, okay, I don't want to say anything then.
No.
It's very, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna say it's very mind bendy, and it takes a lot to get through it. Don't lose your mind.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's a little bit like Hitchcock or a little bit like Nolan or something. It's like a little Inception maybe. I'm not sure, but it's definitely intense and kind of mind bendy. But I should say that's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
But
like I have this feeling that because she's so soft and caring, right? I have a feeling that she's gonna possibly end up being almost mortally wounded. Like not to where she's paralyzed, but that she's like really
But you
hurt.
gotta remember this. You gotta remember this 5-star character on the banner coming up.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They're not gonna kill off a 5-star character on the banner.
No, I don't think she's gonna like it was a stretch to say she's gonna die, right? Like that's like my most extreme.
Okay, well, like, it's a theory.
And then, right, it's a theory. It was a theory from a feeling, and usually my feelings are right.
So
and
Ruby says,
scary sometimes.
Ruby says there's so much story involving Scare in the Sumeru story. From what I saw so far, is what I'll say. Okay, yeah. I agree, and I saw the preview of him and all that. Obviously, you did too. My feelings about Scaramouche are this. There's a lot of like Scaramouche love on the net, and I've seen a lot on Twitter, especially of like, Scaramouche, and like crushes on him and stuff. And
yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, why, especially women? I don't understand why anybody. I guess do they want to mother him? I don't get it. He's evil. He's a boy who couldn't handle his life and never grew up, and I guess I find him like I guess there's a part of me that relates to him, but
I think it's the evil factor.
Yeah.
I think that's strictly what it is.
They just like it. But in real life, girls don't want evil boys. I don't like him
that way.
No. Okay, good.
I don't like him that way. I don't like. Okay,
but he's like my mommy didn't love me when.
I cannot for the life of me look at Sino in a romantic way.
Well, Sino is cute, but yeah, he's gotten that young boy body. I
can't look at Xingqiu, Chongyun.
Yeah, I have the same issue with the girls
Sino.
too. Like Ayaka looks like she's maybe 14 at most. It's hard for me.
So young.
Yeah, when they look really young.
Look at them
even
that
Nilo.
way.
Why didn't they give Nilo a womanly body? Why isn't she a mommy? I'm mad.
I don't know.
I'm mad. But
they gotta make him small and cute.
Well, I like small and cute, but I can't look at them sexually then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they look like they're 12, I'm out. Same thing with Scaramouche.
Yeah, because I look at Ito and Ayato and Diluc. I don't like Kaya.
Nobody likes Kaya but me.
He's so sus. He's too sus for me.
I have a little sus side. I have a sus side, okay? But the thing is, I'm okay with him being sus and kind of flirty, but he has this weird sarcastic speech impediment.
Yeah. The only thing I like Kaya about is his relationship with
Diluc. Yeah, it's so. Oh man,
that is it.
They have such issues.
So during the event that we had previously, because it's not a spoiler because it was previously, when they released Diluc's skin, and you had to go into the manor. Did you read all of the letters inside?
I read most of them. Yeah.
So I found and I read all of them.
Okay.
Because I think there was like 9 or 10.
There was a lot of them, yeah.
They are all from Kaya.
What? They are all from Kaya? No.
All from Kaya. Because if you piece them together,
wait, so he wrote as other people? Because I remember there were letters that had to do with like, I thought it was like from different people.
No. They are all from Kaya about past situations that he's kept.
Right.
And they are all saying like because they're all from when Diluc was gone. That he brought back. Or that we're waiting there for him. Right.
So Kaya was running the place, kind of.
And Kaya was there, right?
Well,
So
Kaya
all
grew
of
up with
these-
him supposedly. They were
Right,
like they were like brothers, sort of, kind of, but not.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
because Kaya's adopted.
Right. And they have this
Kaya's adopted brother
weird
of Diluc.
relationship.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They have like this.
I
because
think so.
there's-
I know people don't like to go there, but like I said, I'm sus. I think
there's
something
back
definitely
history.
happened. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's like back history as to why like Diluc and Kaya have this sort of like on edge relationship of brotherhood, right? And it's because of like mistrust and misgivings.
Something
from,
about
like,
the Kaya going off to join the Knights and
So-
something about their dad and yeah.
So actually, so this because
If you don't know and you don't want to know, turn away, people.
I've read Diluc's back history. So Diluc
Okay.
became the first. He was the first ever cavalry captain to be the youngest.
That's cool.
So at a very young age, Diluc became the cavalry captain, and he was the first ever at that age, at such a young age, to be the cavalry captain. So he became cavalry captain, which there's no horses. So you're like, how? I don't know.
Because
Anyway,
he's cool.
he becomes cavalry captain, right, for the Knights of Favonius.
Varka liked him.
And
I don't know.
then the story goes that he's with his father on like some sort of caravan, right? Like with some
Diluc's
sort
dad.
of cart.
Yeah.
A monster comes out and attacks his father.
Right.
His father dies because
Right.
his father has a delusion.
Well, I didn't know
His
that
father, his father has a delusion which is ties to the Fatui, right?
part. Right.
And so his father dies because the delusion, right, seeped the last of his energy resource when he killed the monster or tried to attack the monster to save Diluc.
Mm.
So this is where it gets tricky. When his father dies, upon the scene of arrival, Kaya and other Knights of Favonius show up.
Right.
So if you look in Kaya's story, he says Diluc killed his father because he didn't see the monster was there.
I can get that they blame each other for it, but I think there's a lot more going on. I do.
And then, well, there is.
Yeah.
There is. Because I didn't read too much into it. I still have to look more into it because I haven't really read Kaya's. But Kaya got his vision when in a scuffle with Diluc. So
Quote
but
unquote scuffle. Yeah.
when the monster killed or the delusion killed, right, Diluc's father, right? Diluc saw the delusion and he took it. And when he went to the then heads of Knife of Favonius, because this was before Varkas, right? Because if I'm correct, Varkas basically overthrew that guy. So Diluc went to the then head of the Favonius Knights, and he was like, "Hey, this happened with my dad. We got to look into it."
Mm-hmm.
The leader was that, "No, just forget about it."
Varka said no.
No, this is the guy before Varkas.
Oh, okay.
This guy, the then leader of the Favonius Knights, was like, "No, just pretend it never happened. Just kind of go about." And Diluc was like, "That's my fucking dad. That's my dad."
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna tell me when I saw him die in front of my eyes. And because he was like, "No, just kind of forget, all this happened." And that's when Diluc was like, "No, F you. Here is my resignation for being cavalry captain." And basically at that point, they were like, "Okay, then you have to give up your vision."
What?
And Diluc was like, "Here's my vision. I don't care. I'm out." And then, because this is where the skin comes from. Is that so through the years before his arrival back to Mondstadt, back to the winery, and he still has this, Diluc was going around to that, searching where this delusion came from. And during the entire time, he was using his father's delusion.
He was?
Yeah, he was using it.
That had to hurt him.
He
Doesn't that
also-
stuff make you old? Or make you
no,
sick?
it doesn't make you old. It just makes you sick, and it drains your power over a period of time, right? So the more you use
it, right? Well,
the more
Diluc
sickly you
probably was
become.
using it.
more than likely, right? So
His red hair is fine.
So he was using it, and he was going across Tevat trying to see where this came from. And eventually he came across the Fatui, and he also came across the Abyss,
Right.
right? because when you first meet him, the abyss mage, whatever. So the assistant mage or whatever. So he comes across this information, and he has this underground network of communications between all areas of Teyvat, right? And so he eventually comes back to Mondstadt knowing all of this information, and he makes the winery the head of this underground network communication.
Yep, the Batcave.
So everybody that works there knows.
So he's known all about that way before the Traveler.
Yes.
You know why?
Because you're bad.
When he meets the Traveler, that's why he's there with the Abyss Mage. He already knows about the Abyss. He already knows about the Fatui, but he's still looking into it.
And he just doesn't trust anybody enough to tell anybody. Okay.
No. And he has sworn his servants to secrecy because they not only work in the winery, but they are also part of his communications.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because they all get the letters. They all, it's this sort of big underground system of communication.
So
he literally is Batman.
Yeah, he really is.
He is Batman.
He is Batman. They pretty much made it obvious. He's a Dark Knight. Let's go.
But that's where his skin comes in. His skin was the outfit he used while he was trying to invade the Fatui. And during the time in his lore, his weapon was chains.
Chains?
He used chains. That's why he has chains around his wrist. He has the chain off his back.
That's kind of creepy.
When he used his father's delusion, his main weapon of choice was chains. And that was the outfit he wore when he was trying to invade.
So clearly you know a lot about this, but how did he get his vision back?
I don't know. Oh. I'm not sure about that, because when he came back, the totally effed up part as well is that when his father died, Jean was around. And Jean just wants Diluc to forgive.
That's just the way Jean is.
Jean was like, well, can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
And, it was the past, and forgive and move on and forget. And Diluc's like, no!
Never!
You're my childhood long friend. And no!
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
Are you a Diluc main? I can get it tell.
I love Diluc. He was the first 5-star I ever pulled.
I think he was mine too.
This this happened to both me and Shrek, and we didn't know it didn't happen to everybody else. But within our, the very first time you could wish, the very first 10 pull you have.
Yeah.
That's when I got Diluc.
Yeah, I think I did too.
And then
I think it was Diluc.
Exactly right. And then Shrek also got a 5-star.
I think I got Lisa.
Didn't this happen to everybody? It happened to us, and other people were like, no, and we're just like, huh?
There are people that start and they're like, why can't I get Diluc? Why can't I get Diluc? Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
He was right away from me.
And he's what is he? C3, C4?
Oh really? Oh really?
Yeah. He's
I've never been able to get a C of Kaya or Diluc. Or any of the first beginning people. Especially Kaya. I'm always pissed. I'm like, why can't I get Kaya?
I think I have C1 Kaya, and that's like it.
Oh man, I would love that. I would love at least a C1, at least. Because my Kaya, I built him up really hard. He's like the first cryo I got, and he's kind of the one that I'm most comfortable with, and I know people don't. You have C1. Everybody has C1 Kaya, and probably Xingqiu, who I also love, and everybody gets him but me.
Yeah. But so one thing that kind of ruffles my feathers a little bit is that so I got Lisa before you get her free in the game.
What? How? Oh, you pulled her?
Who is this person trying to call me? I don't even know that name.
A phone. Yeah, no, I don't answer the phone.
Within the wishings, right? I got her, and then I did that little story quest, and they said I was supposed to get her for free, but they didn't even give me a constellation.
Aww.
So I don't even have C1 Lisa, and I got her before you get her for free.
I don't play Lisa, so that's fine.
I don't either.
I don't
but
play
it's
Mona
just
either.
one of those things.
Yeah, it's annoying. Rhea got a C, what is it, C7 or 8 now of was it Ning or was it was something like that where she already had it was Mona. No, you just pulled Mona, but who did you get?
Was it Beto?
No. She has a C6 Xingqiu and a C6 Ningguang, and she pulled another one of that. It was wait, she already has 6. Come on. It's yeah, that's a little bit flaw in the system there.
at least when you have C6, you get a free roll.
What do you mean you get a free roll?
Yeah. Because when you have C6 and you get them another time, they give you 5 of the.
That does not make up for it.
Okay, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't. One little pull does not make up for it.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're at like 69.
Heartless says.
And then you need one more wish. And that
Heartless
10
says.
gives you that 5-star.
Heartless says, "Am I the only one that feels like Jessie would make a really good teacher? I just take it all in." I agree. I think teaching is in your blood.
my mom's the teacher. She's a really great teacher.
No, I can hear it. I can hear it in you. But you would teach Genshin.
I would. I would teach video games and music and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably.
So okay, we're in Genshin talk, but like, okay, clearly you love Diluc.
I do.
Who are your other mains that you love?
So I love Ito.
I love Ito too. A lot of people are like, oh, he's just a dummy, but you know, I love him. I actually played trying him, and I was like, oh, I would love to just bash around with this guy, but I never got him.
Dirty
Twice.
in the chasm.
Twice I couldn't get him.
They did him so dirty in the chasm event.
They kind of did.
They just made him the butt of every joke.
Yeah.
When this man is literally. Why?
He's so gorgeous too, and I was like, what the hell? When he first came out, they did him dirty, right away.
But like, it's just like what he has. He has qualities to be the leader of a gang. Okay. Yeah. And we see
but he's
how
just
he
goofball,
interacts,
and that's it. Yeah.
Right? And some people are like, oh, blah, I don't like how he makes fun of Kuki. He doesn't make fun of Kuki.
No, he doesn't. He depends on her.
He pretty much states, okay, I can't say he doesn't make fun of her.
He says she's great.
He says she's great.
Yeah. What are people talking about? Do they hear what they want to hear?
He was like, what would I do without her?
Yeah.
Right? He's like, she gets me out of so many situations.
I love Kuki so much.
He praises her. He knows his own faults. Yeah. And he knows he's a dumb butt. And he praises her. Granted, he says, I'm the best. I'm amazing.
but she's everything, yeah.
But she's everything he needs. And people are like, well, why doesn't she leave? I was like, if she
loves
wanted
him.
to, if she wanted to, she could.
She totally could.
And then you get in her story that she loves the freedom.
Right. I love Kuki so much. I didn't know if I would, and she's become one of my mains. She's just so great. She's great at fighting. Amazing. She's great at healing. And she's adorable. And she has a great butt. That's all I want to say. Genshin is complicated, Sky. Don't go into it lightly. But it's amazing. It's the first RPG to really, really hook me. Like, I've watched others, and I never got into Final Fantasy. I never got into too many others. I mean, I have like some of the Tales games.
Like Tales of Arise, Tales of Yeah.
I like the first and second one. Rhea tried to play Vesperia. We called it Desperia.
Tales of Depression.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It wasn't as good, but I don't know. And she tried to do Arise, and that didn't have any of the humor of the other ones. It was very dry, comparatively. But anyway, my point, Genshin. It is so different in the sense that it's open world like an MMORPG, but it's very, very, very story based. So you have the option to just go in there and just run around and kill things if you want to, or just get treasure and whatever, get your dailies and go. Or you have the option to really, really get into the stories. And whenever I'm in the mood to do one or the other, I can. And so it feels very freeing playing Genshin. And I love the gameplay. They do so great with it. There's little bugs here and there, like every other game, but for the most part, like when you try to climb a tree, or you don't want to climb a tree, I should say, and then they just start doing it. They just start doing it. You're like, stop climbing the tree. But for the most part, the combat style, the animation, it's glorious. The music, oh my god. I have never encountered a video game with this high level of great music. I mean, there's been good music, but Genshin just exceeds them all on almost every level for me. You think?
Question.
Yeah. Answer.
So, I always say I might have an answer.
Maybe. I always have an answer. It may not be the answer you want, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, my dad's always like, I have a question for you. It's like, I might have an answer for you.
I believe you, Mako. Hi, Mako.
So, your look on soundtracks, is it because it would be culturally diverse? Is that what kind of makes it? or is it like more orchestrated strings? Is it the drama? Is it what? Kind of like classifying and deconstructing and unpacking. That's a word for Mickey if she's still here, because a professor of ours used it all the time, and he would always be like, "Dang it!" whenever he said it. But unpacking, what is it about the Genshin soundtrack that makes you like it and see that it has, like, you like it more than some of the other soundtracks you've heard?
Okay, I think it's a combination of what you said, because it definitely does have a mix of different cultures. I mean, you had Chinese, you had the European style from Mondstadt, and they try to keep going. And obviously, Sumeru, I've loved more than any of them. I just, wow, it's beautiful, and really great. And yeah, it's that Persian Indian mix of things as an influence. So yeah, I do love the multicultural world type music of it, and that it can be diverse. But I also just really love the orchestration and the power behind the melodies. They have all of it going on. It isn't just one thing, you know, it's everything. They're top notch. They're top freaking notch on all of it. And it's just arranged and produced so wonderfully. I know there are other games, like Maka was saying, that Final Fantasy VII soundtrack is amazing.
Yes.
And I probably would agree if I really sat down and listened. And I have gone, wow, you know, that music's good for this or that music's good for that in different games. But I haven't been as blown away. I think it is a combination of all of that. Their technical side with the way it's arranged and the way it's composed for Genshin is perfect. But it's also that it's so diverse, like you were saying. I think it's a mix of all of that.
I think it also has to do with, like, to where people who have followed the Final Fantasy franchise and even Fire Emblem, because me and Ruby will geek out over Fire Emblem all the time. And then I'm like, okay, Ruby, you need to, if they remake, you need to play this one. She's like, okay. And so, like,
I haven't gotten into it yet.
About it. Yeah, and so it's like when you follow a franchise for a while, you have this deep sentiment where other people might not, right?
Yeah, I don't think I have that. I don't get. I mean, I know maybe I have it for Lord of the Rings a bit, but I don't really do that. I think I look at the music as the music alone, a separate. If I could just sit there and listen to music and not really care what it's tied to, then it's great. You know, like for me, there's that sort of, like I said, the technical side of it, or just the music side of it, rather than exactly the images or the characters that are tied to the game. It doesn't make me immediately think of warm things or a Genshin character or whatever. It's not like that. It's more like there have been times, and I think Ronan said this too, there have been times where I've just stopped playing the game and just sat and listened. You know? Yeah. And I think that's when you know this freaking music's good. Because I don't even care if I'm playing it. I just want to listen to this. And the Sumeru stuff, however you're supposed to say it, that patch and that music came out right when my mother died. And I really, really needed calming, soothing feeling stuff, and some of the calm, sweet, soothing pieces of that score is just so amazing. And I would just sit there and listen to it and just feel like breathe, you know. So there is that it's tied to, but I don't think it's going to immediately make me think of my mother. You know, I think that I can respect all the music on its own, separate from that. But I do get what you're saying. Nostalgia and all that really does affect people.
Yeah, because it's like it's that emotional it's the emotional fulfill that you need, but it's not something that you would necessarily tie to a thought or a memory. Maybe to an occasion you'd look back, you're like, oh yeah, during this time, but it's not like every time you'd hear it, you would, you know, automatically associate.
I'm not sure I do that with anything. I'm trying to think if I do that with any score, any soundtrack. I mean, obviously, if I hear like the theme from Indiana Jones, I think of Indiana Jones. You know, you can't help it. There's the trope music, you know, that you hear, and I will agree with Sky. Final Fantasy 14 has really good music. So 14 and 7, okay.
Yeah, Final Fantasy. Because 14 is their MMORPG. That's their.
I should just listen to the soundtracks.
14. Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 14 Online, which comes. Try the free trial today. Which
Okay,
which
here's the
comes
thing.
to
Here's the thing,
level
though. I know it's good. I mean, I've heard people say it a million times, and I'm sure it is. And the thing is, every time I try to like get into it or think I'm going to do it, I just get so weirded out by the style of gameplay and the look of it. It's got so much of that like heavily CGI, where the mouths aren't necessarily really moving with it, and it's very, very much, and it influenced everything, right? Like everything tries to be it, for the most part, in that style of game. Whereas Genshin is more 2D and looks more 2D, and even the CG stuff is not in your face. It's not like you never get that uncanny valley. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I have that problem with Final Fantasy, and that's why I didn't really ever start playing it. That, and I don't want to have to deal with raids or the thing of that, or and I don't know. It seems like kind of, I don't know, intense.
I feel like, because for me, Final Fantasy 14, like I got into it when I started playing because my eldest sister was playing it, and she got me into it. And because this is the key. I started playing it, and then I dropped it. I played it for maybe a few hours, and I stopped playing it for maybe a year. And then I went back, and I was like, well, let me retry. The second time I played it, I went back in. I loved it. I don't know what it was. It was something. And, like, I got Shrek to play it, because she got the free 30-day free trial, which includes the Heavensward expansion, uncapped leveling, and even blah, 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 you know, like the whole thing. But she played it, and she wasn't really into it at first. She was creating her character, and she was just making a meme out of it. And I was like, no, make a character you like.
Right.
This is what she'll do. She'll create a character that she doesn't really like, but she thinks it's funny. And then she'll later go back in, and she'll be like, oh, well, I actually don't like that character anymore. I need maybe I'll create a new one. And she's got to start over. And I'm like, but anyway, because that's what she did. She went and she started playing it. And then she wasn't sure about it. She went back like 2 weeks later, started playing it again, and that's when she liked it. It's like, there has to be something where you play it, you don't like it. You stop playing it for like a week or two. You go back, and now it's kind of like, it's this different thing. I don't know what it is.
That's weird. I've never done that. I either like it or don't like it, usually.
It is, Sky. Yeah, it's a free trial. It's 30-day free trial, unlimited up to Heavensward. You can finish Heavensward the very first expansion, and you're good. It's uncapped leveling as well.
And yeah, Rhea played Kingdom Hearts, and I loved watching her play it. You know, I didn't have. I could have tried to play it too, but I was watching her do it, and it's a one-player thing. So, you know, I never really got into gaming myself. I was always somebody that just kind of watched other people do it.
You talked about this last stream, I believe.
Yeah. But it's Rhea's fault about Genshin. And yeah, Genshin was the first. It was my gateway drug to a lot of games, I guess. Yeah, I really wasn't a gamer. I don't even consider myself a gamer. When did you get into games?
I just typed in my server for them. I first started getting into games when I was really young. Because I will credit pretty much anything I like, anything I do has to do with my eldest sister.
It's all your fault, older sister.
It's all your fault, Mary. But so like it's all her. Like the anime she started, the Pokemon she started, the art she started, the like the video games, because growing up she was the one with the console. Yeah. She was the eldest child.
I see.
She got the console. And so like the first thing I got was a Game Boy Advance.
Aww.
And while she had a Game Boy Color, you know, like she was ahead of the curve before me. And
so you got her hand-me-downs?
Kind of. In a way.
I just realized we still have head pets on our heads. Forever.
in a way. So my mom was always like, you know, play together, right?
That's hard.
Like on consoles and stuff, right? But she never forced us to really. She made sure we had like our own individual times, but it wasn't like if Mary told me no, I went and cried to my mom and my mom said, okay, Mary, let her play. That wasn't how it was. My mom was like, well, she's playing right now. Maybe ask her later. Right? So my mom was just, making sure we each had our own individual time, that we all had boundaries.
That's good.
Right. But of course, sometimes when my mom was like, hey, just let her play. Because, my mom being tired of everything.
But if they're like really intense one-player games.
Oh, yeah.
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 But like I watched her play Kingdom Hearts. We would play Soul Calibur together. We'd fight against each other. I watched her play a little, so oh god. We played Crystal Chronicles together. So that was my very first Final Fantasy game, was Crystal Chronicles on the GameCube.
Nobody ever talks about that. I don't know that.
It's a fantastic game. It's
Oh,
fantastic.
really? Okay.
So it started out on GameCube, and it's a multiplayer game.
Oh, cool.
But
Yeah.
everybody needs their own screens.
Mm.
Well,
Right,
how
I don't
does
like that,
everybody
yeah.
have their own screens?
Yeah.
Well, to play, you'd have to have a Game Boy Advanced, Game Boy Color, and there was a special adapter. It would be, the adapter for the controller would go in the GameCube, and then the clip-on adapter would go onto your Game Boy Advanced, Game Boy Color, whatever. And your Game Boy would be your screen for your commands, whether
Okay.
you needed to attack, heal, whatever sort of magic you needed to use, whatever items you needed to use. Moving was also using the D-pad and the A and the B button, right? So it was the Game Boy. So like,
You
my
were like, I
sister
have
would get
that.
Right. So like, it would be me, my sister, and another childhood friend of mine, and we would all play together on this multiplayer game, all have our own screens on the GameCube, Crystal Chronicles. And then earlier this year or last year, they came out with Crystal Chronicles remastered, not a remake, but a remaster for Switch. And I got that for me and my sister around our birthday, because our birthday is like a day apart.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, I'm the 7th and she's the 9th of March. So like, we're like right there. So
Right.
like for her birthday gift, I essentially got her Crystal Chronicles, and I got myself Crystal Chronicles so that we could play together, because it's nostalgia like we used to when we were little.
Nah. That must have
Yeah.
been nice to have that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, so are you the middle child?
I'm the youngest.
Oh, okay. You got it good then. Okay.
I'm the youngest of 3.
Okay. Not bad. That's good.
Yeah, not too bad.
You got to get away with stuff.
And me and my eldest sister were 5 years apart.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but she loves me. She
Nah.
loves me.
That's
But
good.
yeah.
So you're all
like,
close. Yeah.
Yeah, we're close.
That's good. Oh, I always wanted that. I'm an only child, so I don't know what that's like, but it sounds nice. If you all get along, it's nice.
Mhm. I mean, she did at one point chase me and my other sister around the house with a knife, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah, I don't. We'll skip that.
It was, yeah. It was one of those things where she's a young teenager. She just wants us out of her space.
Oh
And
my
that's about
gosh.
it.
No wonder you
that's
kind of relate to opera. You kind of get into opera.
The dramatic
Shakespeare, opera,
Yeah, the dramatic scene.
Keep her away from knives. Don't let her touch the knives. Keep them
And you
away.
know what's funny? She couldn't cook, and she can't cook, but she's learning to.
Aw. Well.
Because her husband is the guy who cooks and does barbecue and smokes meat in their backyard, and the smoker, and he does all that.
Honestly,
But-
if you're a guy who knows how to cook, that's it. That's all you need to have in life.
Oh
That's
god, no, for real though. Like, you know how to cook? Oh,
it's all a girl really wants, right?
It's made. Yeah.
It's all anybody really wants, really. You know how to cook?
Yeah.
That's it. Ray,
Like, I'll make
you
things.
you fell in love with me for my ability to cook, right?
Yeah, it's like, I'll make things, but dang, you make food like a chef?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Well, I don't think I'm at chef level, but here's some toast, my lady. Mako, you're great. You're gold. You can
Thank
make
you for the
toast. That's it.
toast.
Thank you for the toast. I don't know, Heartless. Are you a chef? Can you cook? You should be taken. Like, boom.
That's what you got to put on your dating profile.
Yeah.
Just be like, I cook.
I'm a chef. I'll
I'll do
make
the
you
cooking,
food.
I'll do the
baby.
cleaning.
That's right.
Yeah, just be like, yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning.
Yeah, with a microwave doesn't count. Although I do use a microwave for things. I mean, come on.
Oh, the microwave is amazing.
What would we have done without the microwave? I mean, maybe we'll all die from radiation. I don't know, but it's worth it because if you have to make like a big, if you have to make like a big Thanksgiving meal, I mean, microwave saves lives.
It does.
Saves mental lives anyway. Saves me mentally.
Okay,
Toast.
but yeah, I guess going back though. So like my love for video games kind of it came from my older sister. Yeah, she's the one that kind of kickstarted it off. The first game I legitimately played myself. Like for myself by myself. I got the pink DS Lite for my birthday when we lived in Alaska, and I saw it. And yeah, well, I saw it, and I wanted one so bad. I saw it in the back of my mom's car, and my mom was like, "You never saw it, or else it's going away, and you're never getting it." And I was like, ah! Like, ah! And it was like in the frosted white clear bag. I remember the exact moment, the exact spot, because the Tahoe was parked right outside the garage. It was parked right outside, and the door was open, or I opened the door. And I see it on the floorboard right behind the driver's seat. I see the bag and I look inside and I saw it. And that's when my mom like threatened me, right? She's like, "You're not gonna get it." She's like, "You gotta forget it happened. So that way you
never saw it, you never heard it."
I know, right? And I was like, "Okay, yeah, okay." And then so I got it and I was so excited. And my first ever game I played for myself was Pokemon Diamond.
Oh, there you go. You were part of the Pokemon generation. Diamond. Yeah. I tried to get into Pokemon. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I tried.
Pokemon Diamond and Cookie Mama were like the two first games I played for myself. Right? Those are the games I chose. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I say it because those are the games I chose on my first ever console, because the Game Boy Advance I got was a hand-me-down from my sister. And the games I played weren't mine, right? They were my sister's games.
Right. So this was all yours.
Yeah. My first ever console was a pink DS Lite, and it was Pokemon Diamond. So that's where I started, right? Because I was like, oh, it's mine. I don't have to share. You know.
That's such a different world. I mean, I didn't have any money growing up. I was from a very, very poor... just me and my mother, really. It's hard to even say family. It was really just me and my mother. She was a single mom on her own, was even on welfare for a while. My grandparents would help her sometimes, but it was pretty much just me and her for most of my life. And so that was never an option. It was never like, I'm going to get a console of anything. I'm never going to, it just wasn't even something that was going to happen. I think that's part of why I didn't get into games for so long. And the thing about Pokemon, all right, okay. Hold on. It's partly, I think, the way they all kind of are drawn very similar to each other. I look at a Pokemon and I kind of go, well, that Pokemon looks just like that Pokemon. I mean, I know they're different, but the style is like so much the same. It's like cookie cutter. There's that visually, but it's not really just that. I think I realized when I was playing Genshin recently, they have in the event now where you have to like trap animals and catch them, boars and whatever. And I was like, I hate this. I think my mind can't get into trapping animals, like subconsciously. I love animals, especially wild animals. Like even when we're supposed to fight those tigers, I love them. They're so beautiful. I want to leave them alone, let them do their thing. Yeah. So I think the whole thing with Pokemon is all about basically trapping animals and making them do things for you. I think ethically, I don't consciously go into it going, I'm so above this. I don't do that. It's just more like, I can't.
It's not a preference.
It's a subconscious.
Not prefer to do.
Exactly. So I was never attracted to it, and I wasn't a kid. I'm just gonna say I'm a little older. So I think if you grew up with it and you were a kid, absolutely you would get into it. But I didn't.
it's like eating meat and you're talking to a vegan. You're not going to shame the vegan for being a vegan.
Yeah, it's
but
just like
you
that. Like,
wouldn't- it's not your preference.
yeah, I have no problem with other people, and I'll even watch other people play it. But I just can't do it myself. Like, it's just I just can't get into it.
Yeah,
But,
no, I get it. Yeah.
And now, I mean, okay, I can see how people think it's cute too. Like, you know, the different Pokemons don't exactly look the same. But that was my first thought when I first saw it. Like, they all look the same. I don't know.
Black licorice tea. Yeah, I couldn't do black licorice tea.
Again, there's a preference. Woof! Black licorice tea. Woo! That is intense.
I like my sweet fruity teas.
Sweet fruity teas.
I like them sweet and fruity.
Just like me. I like Earl Grey. I like when we put like Cool Whip into it, and like some sugar, and it becomes a kind of a London fog thing. Yeah, it's really good.
Interesting.
And then I like chai, like Rhea said. What else do I like? I like just black tea. I love milk tea. I'm a milky person. I just can't handle real milk. But I like fake milk.
Lactose intolerance.
Yeah. No, it doesn't help. But I like when the tea has milk in it. I do, especially if it's like a strong tea that has milk in it. I want to like green tea, but I can't get my body to do it.
See, it's like if the green tea has fruit flavors.
Oh, really?
I
See,
can do it.
That's too acidy for me, but
Really?
yeah, it won't. My stomach will reject it because it's a bitch. I call my stomach Darth Vader. It's a sensitive bitch, basically. He's an he pretends it pretends it's fine, and it's like, get me more food, but he can't handle anything. He's like, no, I need mush. Just feed me baby food.
Yeah.
Almond milk. Yeah, I don't like the taste of coconut milk, but I love almond milk, and I kind of like oat milk. Oat milk is like good in cerealish type stuff. But almond milk usually is good in things, pretty much everything. When I get Starbucks or whatever, I get almond milk. Thank you, Michael.
I'll put coconut milk in things, but I won't just drink coconut milk.
Right, because it's so coconutty and kind of watery. I don't know.
But I'll get lactose-free, fat-free milk, which people are like, what?
Yeah, me too.
Because
it tastes just like milk.
Yeah, well, when my eldest sister was
a
like,
little sweeter,
fat free, and I'm like, yeah, and
me
she's
too.
Just like, because we always got 2%, and so one time she tried it, she was like, "This is like it's the consistency of water." No, for real. She's like, it's the consistency of water.
But okay,
I got used to it.
But it's very quenching.
It's so good.
It is.
And you know what? It's one of those things where I could go down to the fridge and I could just drink it, and I'm just like, I'm good. And then 2 minutes later, I'm like, damn, I want some more. It's like. It's almost like you're just drinking milk as water, and it's so good. Kind of.
Yeah, I've been doing fat free for a really long time. I prefer it. I don't know if Rhea does, but I do. I don't know. I don't care. she has to deal with it. No, I think she would probably prefer like a 1% or something, but I like fat free.
Yeah, I'll get the lactate free. The lactate brand.
Yep.
Yeah, the purple.
Or the knockoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
High five.
I want a milkshake.
Hi, Horn. Hi, Horn. Rhea likes milkshakes. You heard that, right? She wants a milkshake.
But the question is, Rhea, do your milkshakes bring the boys to the yard?
She brings me to the yard. I'm in the yard, so you know.
Best answer. That's the best answer.
That's all that matters, really. I would say she does. I would say I see the guys who come in and come into her streams and they're like, I love you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it happens. I'm not gonna name names, but it happens. Everybody thinks Ray is cute. I got the cutie. Ha ha ha. I win. So
rainbow.
Sure you all heard that, right? Yeah. She is rainbow, just in case you didn't know. Rhea is a rainbow. She's a rainbow Neko now. Yeah. She went officially Neko. Hey guys, do we have my new emotes in here? I got new emotes, you know. Are they in here? Did they get in here? Let's look. My emotes, where are they?
Oh yeah, there's three that are different, definitely.
They're in there, right? There they are.
Yeah. The hug, the head pat, and the yeah.
Yay! I just got them recently. Yeah. Why is that? I'm only seeing 2. Why is that? Where are they? Okay. I see the nya and I see the head pat.
I saw the hug.
It's not showing up in mine. What is that?
James Earl Jones
Nice.
narration.
Well, there it is. James Earl Jones narration. My stomach? My stomach needs it.
Wait.
Oh, okay. Okay, Ruby's got it. Ruby's got it.
Yard done in.
Across the yard, boys for miles were to be seen. The question has been answered. Yes, yes, it does. Yes. What was I going to talk about? Oh, favorite anime. That's where we're going next.
The yard, boys.
How did you?
Miles
What was
wanted to be seen.
Rhea, stop it. Her best James Earl Jones impersonation there. All right, so next question. What was the first anime you ever saw?
Oh, that's a good question.
Quick, go.
It's a tie between 3.
Oh, okay.
It's a tie between Naruto, Inuyasha, and oh my god, I literally have the name on my mouth right now. And Full Metal
Alchemist. Okay.
Yeah.
So
if there was a 4th also up for the tie, because I literally just remembered it, Bleach.
Okay. It's weird. I came much later to those.
Yeah, there's like 4. There's 4 that are up for a tie, and it's because Naruto was like every Sunday, or was it Monday? It like played like one day a week religiously, and I think it was on Toonami, or was it? No, it was on something different, wasn't it? But it was on a TV station. And was it Adult Swim? It was on. It was on a TV station, and because it played right before Adult Swim.
Okay.
I believe, and so we watched it every week. But I also watched Inuyasha, and then I also watched Full Metal Alchemist. I want to say Full Brother Alchemist, but that's wrong, because it's Full Metal Alchemist.
Well, it is basically the story is the plot, right? So
yeah,
you're just saying the plot.
But like Full Metal Alchemist, right? And then Bleach. I watched a little bit of Bleach, but I liked it. Oh, Death Note as well. That would also be one.
Okay, wait. But that's like you couldn't have seen them all at the same time. I guess you were watching them.
But it was during this time period. Like I don't remember which one was first.
Yeah, Inuyasha was definitely Adult Swim. Yeah. Well, we saw. Wait. Did we see Inuyasha when it was on Adult Swim, or was it before that? I don't know.
When did I?
I feel like. Why do I feel like we knew of it already, or am I just dreaming that up in my head? We saw it before. Okay. I don't know where or how we did, but we did. Oh, yes, that's exactly what I did, Mako. Yeah. You had the comics? Rhea had the comics?
Wait, actually, no.
You read the manga?
There's a one before all of them, I think. There's one before all of them.
Okay.
And it was Saint Tail.
Saint Tail? Never heard of that.
It wasn't really played. I had it on DVD, and I had one disc, and it was like 3 episodes, and I would watch it over and over and over and over again. And it was an anime about this young girl who
it's usually how it starts.
Is a schoolgirl, right?
Uh-huh.
But I think she's going to like I want to say she's going to. I have to find the DVD. I literally have it on my bookshelf. But she has a friend that's a nun.
A friend that's a nun.
Don't ask me how. I don't really remember. But she has a friend that's a nun, and the thing is that she's like a magical girl, but she's a magician.
Okay.
And so, like, she would like get, and she wouldn't transform. She would get changed.
What changed her?
She changed her clothes.
Oh, she would like Superman it, like kind of like just change her clothes.
She would go into a bathroom, or she would go into a dressing room, and she would change her clothes.
Oh, okay. And that's all she had to do.
She would go and hide, and then come out as Saint Tail.
And nobody would know.
They just like there were a few times she almost got caught because they have to keep it on.
No, I mean, like, did she look different? like physically at all, or did she look
Just her
exactly
clothes.
just her clothes and nobody guessed?
Just her
Okay.
clothes. She got a
Yeah, okay.
hat, some different clothes. She got like a magic wand, you know,
So it's kind of
magician
like
wand.
Sailor Moon doesn't look any different than like Serena or you.
Yeah.
What's her name?
essentially.
Usagi. Is that her name? Usagi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just, but nobody knows. Nobody can tell.
But my sisters hated that I watched it over and over and over again because you would just hear it. You just hear it all the time. And then, especially on like car rides, to where like my mom got like those little DVDs that had CD players, and they would like strap onto the back of the headrest. Because we did a lot of road trips,
Cool.
a lot of summer camps, and I hate summer camps now. Because
Road
it was
trips
never
are
my
cool, though.
choice. It was never my choice to go.
Yeah, I've
My
never
mom
been to
always sent
one,
me to
but
summer camps.
I would have probably hated it. Well, I would have hated it, and then when I got there, I probably would have liked it. If it had
probably
good people, if it had good people running it, if it was like,
Yeah.
you know, nature trails and things that I could do that were fun. But
Yeah.
I never went to camp.
I liked being there for the people, but I hated the living quarters. I hated actual camping.
Yeah. Well, if it's hot
don't
out,
like
I don't want to
tents.
camp. No, yuck.
Yeah, I don't like
I'd be like,
tents.
where's my
I don't-
cabin with the air conditioning?
Yeah, no, for real. That's how I am. I'm just like, no, I don't like tents. I don't like no. I don't like the forest. I just like the people.
Oh wow,
I
Mako,
like the
really?
environment.
Mako was raised in Asia, so it's hard to answer the first one since he was exposed as a baby. That must be so cool to have always had it in your life.
I wonder if Mako is potentially a military child. Or
Are you potentially military child?
or
I'm
were you
asking
just-
for Jess for some reason.
Because my mother was so this is the funny thing. My mother was a military child. And I was a military child.
A spy? Cool! Your grandfather was a spy? Who? Not many people can say
that's
that.
cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Like, my dad was James Bond. I mean, not my dad. My grandpa was James Bond. No big deal. No biggie.
Yeah.
That's
But-
amazing. Wow.
Yeah, because my mom, when she was little, she lived on Okinawa.
Oh, cool.
So that's how I'm just like, Because normally when people like, oh, I lived in, you know, but I'm piecing together that they're not from, I'm just like, were you possibly also military? I'm just like, in a way. And if
you know,
not,
you know,
then it's
you always know.
perfectly fine.
Lots of traveling, we're
Yeah.
military. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally not. I was totally not. I'm like as opposite of that as you can get.
Yeah, it's interesting because like when I first met Shrek, and then I found out she was also a military child, and I was just like, let's fucking go! I was like, we have something majorly in common that we could just look at each other and be like,
And you guys actually met in college, right?
We did, yeah. We
That's
met
so
in
cool.
university.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So did you live together for a while?
We lived in the same dorm for a little bit.
Ah.
For a year, we lived in the same dorm. She lived in the room right above mine.
Ah.
But we knew each other for, I think, because I want to say I met her like towards the end of my freshman year into my sophomore year. I met her
Cool.
around that point, like around my sophomore year. I met her. And then junior year is when I lived in the room right below her. And then my 4.5 year-ish is when she graduated.
So wait, so is she a little older than you?
We're the same age.
Oh, okay. Right.
Just-
I
we're
remember
the
you
same
told
age,
me. Yeah.
But because of military, I had to repeat a grade.
Right.
Because, you know, each state has a different school system.
That's true.
And not all the military bases have the same schoolings. So, like, when we moved from Hawaii, when we moved to Georgia, like, they're just like, oh, you know, she's actually really behind. She actually needs to, you know, repeat.
So like in Hawaii, they didn't care.
First grade?
But
Well, it's okay. The school system there is not great.
Mm.
And like while we were there, my mom really tried to push for better schooling.
I wonder if it's different now. Oh.
I don't know. I haven't been back since.
I know our Hawaiian friends are all awesome and smart. So they must be doing something right.
Yeah.
Unless they're just, you know, rare. But
But then again, that was also that was like maybe 2000, 2001.
right, so it might have been changed.
Yeah.
I mean, when I went to school, the school here in Florida completely sucked. But I bet it probably still does. I have a feeling it still does.
Around that time, hold on. So I was 97. Around that time, I was around 4. And Mary was
She's doing math.
9. 8, 9, 10-ish. And I don't want to dox.
No
but
doxing.
I know Hawaii friends are around the same age as my sister.
Mm.
So actually, it could have been.
No doxing.
No, I'm not. I'm not going
no
to.
details.
But like, they probably experienced some of the same schooling that my eldest sister did,
Mm.
because they're all around that same age group.
I really want to go to Hawaii someday. It's so beautiful. And I mean, that's music I love too, like Hawaii folk kind of ukulele stuff. I love to just sit there and listen to it when I need to calm down and relax.
Yeah. It's also like going for the culture and learning and, experiencing. And,
If I had the money, I'd be everywhere. I'd travel so much. I want to go to Europe. I want to go to Asia. I want to go everywhere. There's so many places that I want to see.
Yeah.
Mako says it's crazy how everyone is scattered and yet united on Twitch. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. My mind is blown when I think about, first of all, how many people are from everywhere and they can meet up and talk and hang out on places like this. But also the VTubing community. When I first joined, or when Rhea first started, it was because of Rhea that I'm even doing it. Rhea and Kronos telling me to do it. But when I first encountered what the VTubing community was, I could not believe the kind of acceptance and it's this thing that VTubers have where we all accept that we all want to be anime characters, and it's perfectly normal. And there's just love of games, love of anime, love of different cultures, love of Japan, a love of just different genders, different races, just this
people as people,
and just this acceptance that I could never find IRL. So especially where I am, especially in my location. And Ray and I were just overwhelmed, and it's just so amazing. That kind of acceptance is so hard to find, especially for trans people. And I was just overwhelmed. And even just getting people in my area, my location, to even know certain like anime or just anything that I talk about or are interested in, it's so hard. It's so hard here. So like to find a community that really understands and accepts, it was just mind blowing to me.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I mean, for me, it was so relieving. It still is. It still blows me away.
Yeah. Because most of the VTubing community, you go and you mention something you like. It's like, oh, do I know about it? What about it? Like, tell me a little bit about it. Like. Well, yeah. Even if they don't. Even if they don't know something, they want to know. For the most part, I mean, the VTubing community, and I mean, I don't know if. See, I can only say about the VTubing community. I don't know if this is just streamer community. I think it's different probably, but I know with VTubers, we all get each other for the most part. I mean, for the most part, we do. We get like I said, it's perfectly normal to be anything you want to be seen as, and that sense of play and that sense of fun and diversity, and it's just it's wow. I don't think Ray and I could ever leave it. I know there are people that just suddenly get like, I'm done. But I don't think we ever could. I think it's too much fun, and it's too much something we enjoy and where we feel welcomed and a part of things. So even if we like go on to do other things or get really busy, I think we would still want to do this. Yeah, no, for real.
I mean, I don't know if that's how you feel too.
It is.
Yeah.
When I wasn't able to stream as much, I had the thought process. I was like, I really miss it. Like, I miss streaming. I miss the community of it. I miss talking to people and being there and, feeling, almost in a way that I'm kind of wanted, that I kind of not necessarily needed, but like, people see me as like a friend,
Yeah.
And
I mean,
like,
there are days that we have bad days, and I've seen it, especially with Rhea, but even on a bad day, you can go on and talk to people who are like, I love you, you're so cute, and then suddenly you're like, I'm okay. things are okay.
Yeah.
Things are better. Things are okay. I mean, there was a period, obviously this is why I haven't done tea time for like 2 months, but there was a period after my mom died that it was like, I don't know if I can be social right now. It was like the battery was off, you know?
Yeah.
So that took a little bit to know how to even talk again. You know, and I am an introvert too, so it's not like completely natural for me. But at the same time, I do love it. Yeah. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I think during that time you had mentioned how you were worried that you wouldn't be funny.
Yeah. Yeah. That it you know, when something tragic happens to you, it's almost like it takes over your whole world.
Yeah.
And
no,
like,
definitely.
you don't want it to. I didn't want it to, but it was both going through the loss, but also the worry, because we just did not have money to cover anything. Now, my uncle did help, but it still was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And a lawyer and all this stuff. And I didn't know how we'd even live day to day because we just didn't have anything saved up. And it just happened, you know, boom. And so like I was panicking like crazy, and a lot of friends did get together and help us at a donathon, and that really got us through. But also just so like emotionally, I was like on edge constantly. So I was on edge, and I was sad and just confused of what I felt about my mom, because like I said, it was just me and her growing up, and she had mental issues, mental problems, and clinically depressed as well as schizophrenia. And like I said, when I was about 15, I was on my own. And so there was like this weird mix of both extreme sadness, but also like confusion, you know, how do I feel about her? But then maybe after the first week of just shock and depression, I kind of got to the point where I was like, well, wait a minute, there are some good things she did. Like I said, she introduced me to theater, musicals, good music. You know, there was some stuff she did that was really good that I'm really happy that she influenced me about. And I thought about when I grew up, and, you know, I used to live in Washington State, and I loved it there. And there were times there that, you know, she did some good things. You know, I started trying to think about only the good things. And it doesn't block out the bad things.
No, it can be definitely hard. Yeah, it can be really hard.
The bad things will always be with me, but it isn't just bad things. And so, you know, I'm not totally there yet, but I started to get to the point where for the first month, it was like, I don't think I can talk. I don't think I can even be semi-entertaining right now. And I was afraid that if I went on, I'd just be like, I wouldn't know how to do it, and I would just be like really too low key, you know. And I just didn't think I could do it. Represent Washington. Woo! Honestly, Mongo, if I could go back, I would in a heartbeat. If I had a place lined up or I had money for a house there or something, boom, bam, in a heartbeat, I would go back. I loved it. I loved growing up there. It was so beautiful, and you know, you have this mix between, like, especially in like Seattle. Certain cities, you have a mix between like city life, but then you have like the mountains right there, right? And there's lakes, and it's just trees everywhere and gorgeous. And there's a vibe, something in the air there. It's so beautiful. Hopefully we can help lift you up and support you. Aw, thank you, Mako. Spokane.
There's definitely like, there's that period of the grieving process to where like, there's so much uncertainty now, and you're just like not really sure. Because...
And I don't have brothers or sisters, so it was all on me.
Right. Yeah. Right. And that's definitely difficult for an only child. It really
was way hard. It was way hard.
Yeah, especially, you know, trying to file things, go through things. You know, there's a lot of memories that come up when you're going through items, right?
I honestly haven't gone through them all. I know they're there, and I just don't feel ready. I can't yet. I have a lot of cleaning to do in a room, and I'm not ready. Yeah. Because
people grieve and they process at their own pace.
Yeah.
And nobody should ever feel like they have to force themselves to do that.
But that's the thing, I kind of had to. I had to force myself to be intelligent and talk to people through emails and demand they help me and talk to me, and, you know, business side of stuff. I had to get my mother's retirement stuff, and It was hard. This was all stuff that my mom raised me to kind of just avoid everything. Like she did. That's how she was in life. I can't tell you how many times I brought up to her, you have this thing with your old job, Mom. You need to do this. You have this retirement money just sitting there, and she just wouldn't. She just couldn't deal with it. Right. So she never got the deed in my name. She never did anything. And no matter how much I tried to get her to do it, now I know she had, like I said, she was mentally unwell, but at the same time she was also functioning. It was like a high functioning mentally unhealthy, but like, it's just, it was hard to get her to do anything. And so I was raised with that sort of run away from everything kind of mentality. And so anything that I ever had to do in my life, I had to do it on my own and figure it out on my own. And it was hard. I never learned to drive. I never, I mean, I can say I know how to drive now, but I don't have a license because we don't have a car, and I never got around to it. I think it was one of those things where, because she didn't help me do it as a child, it became almost too scary as I got older. And there's a lot of issues that I have that come from her. I know that. But, I do the best I can with it.
I feel you. I feel you so much. I was like growing up military, and my mother was there, but my father was gone for most of my life. Yeah. And like now he's here, right? There's definitely like there are issues that I have that have stemmed from my relationship with my father. Right?
Yeah, that's hard.
And I still have to process that, right? And so like I 100% understand, like, having a parent that, you relied on for so much. And then, you have these underlying issues from them, not because it's necessarily what they wanted to put on you, but it's because of something that they went through. And then you had to feel like you had to step up.
I had to. She went into the hospital at 15 when I was 15, and my grandparents didn't really help me. So I had to find a place to live. I had to figure out what to do. I made some bad choices. I didn't know Rhea yet. I did meet her right after that, kind of. Met really young when I was about 17. And we got a place together, and, things slowly got better, but it was always hard to figure out how to find who I am and how to actually function in the world. It was really hard. But yeah, like you're saying, when somebody's not there, like I don't know what I'd do if like my bio dad, who never was in my life, suddenly was there. I'd be like, I don't know you. That would be hard.
It's like, hello, hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
then,
I know it's different for you because he was kind of there, but
he's kind of there, but he kind of wasn't.
Kind of wasn't. Yeah. So do you feel like you're trying to get a relationship with him now, and it's hard?
I feel like we mostly have a friendship.
That's something.
But it's like, it's not a close one, right? Like there are things he's just is not going to understand. And there are things I have not told him, right? About how I feel, right? Because like, I don't know how that would
that's hard.
feel,
honestly, I never was able to tell my mom I was trans. I tried once. And it didn't really go very well. She was like, well, that doesn't mean you're anything. That doesn't mean anything. And I was like, okay, she's not getting it. And it was hard because at a certain point, I was her caretaker for a long time. Sorry, that's a weird term, caretaker, but I took care of her. So I just gave up at a certain point, and I haven't gone on HRT, hormones, testosterone stuff. So she never knew. And I don't think she wanted to know. I think it was too much for her to handle. So I just I gave up. I was like, well, I'm going to be who I am with Rhea and close people to me, and that's that. She won't know. And unfortunately, there was no way to get closer to her. There was only so much she could handle. And I think that is the hardest thing, whether it's your parent or anyone that you love. Even a friend. If you get to a point where you realize they cannot handle it, even if they love me, they can't handle it. They can only love what they can do. They can only do what they can do in that love, and that's it. And at that point, whether it's a relationship of any kind, you kind of have to accept it. I think too many people try to change people, but you can't really change that. If somebody is unable, they don't know how, or they can't, or whatever, then that's it. What can you do?
Yeah.
Accept it.
It's the emotional and mental fragility.
Right. And you have to kind of go, well, that doesn't mean they don't love me. And that's the hardest thing in the world. Because you want to feel like, well, if they love me, they would get to know me. But some people just can't. And that doesn't mean they don't love you. It means they don't really know how to love that way.
They can't understand.
And I think that's because my mother was screwed up by her mother, but that's a whole other ball of wax. Abuse begets abuse. And luckily, she never really took it out on me. You know, she had her problems, and she did yell at me sometimes, and she said some things she shouldn't have, but she never hit me. She never did anything. She tried her best not to become her mother, so.
Right.
And, you know, I never had, yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing about, you know, growing up and getting out of those types of situations. Now you have control over who you consider as family and friends.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And where would I be without that? I mean, we were just talking about the VTubing community, but it's so wonderful to choose your family. I mean, I do wish that I had blood relatives that, you know, loved and accepted me. We all want that. And it sounds like you do have that to some degree with your sisters and stuff.
I do.
So that's good. Yeah. That's good. I mean, it helps. Thank you. Hugs to everybody in chat. Shrek and Mako, thank you.
I think my sisters and I are so accepting because my mom was, granted, there are things she can't understand. Like when I told her I don't believe in the religion that she raised me in. Right? She was like, well, that religion saved your father and I's relationship. And I was
but
like,
that doesn't mean it. Yeah, that doesn't mean it's going to save you.
I was like,
yeah.
And I was like, no, you went to a marriage counselor who was religious. I was like, you went to a religious marital counselor. You still went to a marriage counselor. Like, I was like, they're like, you know, and I was like, it's not for me. And this is one of the things that, like, always remember, like, yes, I love my mother, but, you know, she's very pushy. She's a Leo, okay? She's pushy. And I told her, I was like, well,
and you're a Pisces? You're a Pisces and she's a Leo. Oof.
I am. And
you must have to fight. You have to fight for yourself, don't you? Yeah.
Sometimes, there are plenty of things I want to say. Sometimes I just want to sit all of my family down, and I just want to yell at them and tell them everything that I know.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing, I could look at so many people in my family and just tell them, I know.
I know you.
I know things you've done. I know things you've said. Because I have heard them. I was like, and I could sit them down and have what is that word called when you sit people down and you try to talk them out of things and have them realize and have a situational awareness type thing?
Intervention. Yeah.
Yes. I could sit almost everybody down and have an intervention and just get out everything I feel and tell all my cousins and all of my relatives everything that they've done wrong and that other people have done wrong to them. Like, I have everything.
Oh boy. But then you have to ask yourself, would it be worth it afterwards in the fallout?
And that's the thing.
Right. I had the same feeling with my grandma. She kept up this appearance. Everybody thought she was so sweet, but I knew the reality of what she had done to my mother, and the things she said to me. She said some really mean things to me as well, and I really hated her. And I you know, and it was terrible because my mom would always be like, okay, don't forget to hug your grandma and whatever, and I'd be like, I'm gonna barf. I'm gonna barf. Yeah. It was like we had to, as a weird, almost like she was the mob boss of the family.
Also, Shrek redeemed head pats.
More head pats. Thank you.
Because she did, and then Rhea just put it in chat.
Okay. We will be just head patted all night, which I think we deserve, honestly. We deserve it. We're good. We're good beans. Okay, thank you, Heartless. You get some sleep. I need to lurk. I'm crying, shaking, and filled with anger, rage. Don't worry. None of you. Oh my God, Heartless. What? We love you. If you need to DM me, please, anytime, okay? I'm there for you. Seriously. I'm not kidding.
I think it's because, like, a lot of us, like, there's this joke about being an empath, right? Like, on the internet that I see. But I think it's because a lot of us, like, we've gone through a lot of the same thing or something along the same lines, or we can all emotionally connect.
Right.
And it's like we
Yeah.
don't want to see or hear that each other has gone through something. So sometimes we feel angry for the other person.
It's over your head.
It's
Oh,
okay.
well.
I am.
I mean, and the head pats. This is great. This is great.
I love how the green screen
Oh,
just shows
God.
my face
Oh,
sometimes.
God.
Like, it cuts it out and it just shows me.
There we go. There we go.
Oh my god.
No head. No head.
Oh!
You're not allowed to be there. Sorry, Heartless. You just need to calm down, okay? Sailor Mercury. Sailor Mars. Jupiter. This was actually the first thing I saw. First anime I knew.
Sailor
Sailor Moon takes over, okay? That's the way it is. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Sailor Moon was like my sister Mary. That was Sailor Moon was her like Pokemon, and Sailor Moon was like her first anime. I remember watching Sailor Moon on DVD. Or not DVD, VHS. Oh my god.
There, you have a head.
But I remember that a lot.
It definitely opened my eyes. I was like, oh my god, this anime world, I need to know. And then I watched Ranma, which is basically my life. I am Ranma.
Yeah, seeing like Saga mention Voltron just reminds me of Power
Voltron!
Rangers.
Yeah. Did you watch the new Voltron? Did you watch the newer
I
one?
have not. No.
It
See,
was
'cause
so
I'm
good
bad.
until the last season, so don't watch the last season.
Okay,
It
well,
was really
I'm
good
really bad
until
at
then.
watching movies and TV shows. So
I
the
know.
likelihood I've seen a show is very low.
Aww. I want to get you into the Dragon Prince. You'd love it. I mean, you are a dragon.
Yeah, that's true.
You would love it. You would love it. All I'm gonna
I've started
say
so
is it
many
has everything you'd
animes.
love.
I've
Hi,
probably
Shinikai.
got-
Hi.
I'm trying to think like how far did I get into Overlord before I stopped? How far did I get into like Demon Slayer before I stopped? How far did I? It's like so because I don't like watching anime by myself.
Aww.
So it's like whenever I go watch anime, it's always at my sister's place up in Oklahoma. And so like we'll start a new anime and then I just won't continue.
I think for me, if I get like, okay, here's one that there's no way I could have turned away from. Yona of the Dawn. I don't know if you've ever seen or heard of it, but
Nope.
the first episode of Yona of the Dawn has something happen that is so shocking, so upsetting, and so intriguing that you just, I was like, I have to keep watching this. So like it hooks you immediately in the first episode, and then like I was like binging it after that.
Yeah.
You know, so it depends. If it's something like kind of okay but not amazing, I might drop it after 2 or 3 episodes. You know, something kind of has to hook me. But I mean, yeah, I have like unending attention span for stuff I really get into. But then if it's not, then I'll just drop it. Hi, Shinikai. Hi. Hi, Excel. That was a good choice. Yeah, I really hope Heartless is going to be okay. I don't know. What you were saying about empath, yeah, Heartless is definitely a love. I don't know why he calls himself Heartless. He's a loving heart. He's just full of heart. I hope he's gonna be all right. I am an empath as well, but I think because I've had to close off with my mom. I had to survive, to get myself to function in life, and to not. I mean, I literally had to tell myself, okay, her thing is her thing, and I can be me, and it's separate, because she would literally like come over to our house sometimes and cry in hysterics that she wants to kill herself. It was that bad, and she expected me to somehow know what to say or do, and
Right.
Yeah. So if I didn't learn to somewhat cut off from the empath thing, I wouldn't have survived as long as I did. So,
I feel that.
Yeah. So the empath is definitely there in me, but I also know how to close the door when necessary. And
No,
I
and
think that's really
That's
important.
definitely good.
Yeah.
It builds those boundaries for yourself.
Right. You have to.
And yeah, and that's something to where it's like the want to help somebody is okay.
Yeah.
But does that person want help from you in the first place? You know?
Well, yeah,
I-
that's important to know. That's
Yeah,
definitely
because
that's definitely.
there's some people where you see they're in a situation and you're just like, oh, I know they're in a situation like I was. I want to help them.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I'm not talking about actually you. I'm just talking about like people in general, right? It's like it doesn't mean that you should force yourself into their life to fix them. Because
gosh,
you
no, yeah.
know because you know it could be better.
Also, there is sort of this addiction you can get to with helping people, where you know, you get addicted to saving them.
Yeah.
I think I could have fallen into that. Yeah.
It's the savior complex,
Right,
you know, type
yeah.
thing, to where you're just like, I know it could be better. I want to help them. But the thing is that you should not push yourself into somebody's life. You should not force your way into their life.
Yeah,
to fix them,
yeah. I
because
mean,
you know.
even if they are asking for the help, there's only so far. It's like that sort of, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, right?
You can't make it drink, right?
You gotta help them help themselves, and that's the hard part. And of course,
And it's like,
knowing when to pull back is also hard, because you as an empath, you just want to be there, and you want to do everything to help
and
them,
you want to
but
fix it.
right, the fix it. Okay, look, I'm a Virgo, so okay, this is a big thing here. I made it officially when I first started Safi. I made it that his birthday is December 14th, right? Because it's a Sagittarius, and that's my moon, and that's what I want to be. Because if I could erase the Virgo part, I was actually born September 14th. If I could erase it, I would.
Do you know your rising sign?
Libra, so it tries to balance things, I guess. I don't know.
So the funny thing, actually, I don't know if this is real or not, but I heard that. So your sun sign is just, you know, your calendar year. That's just that. Your moon sign is your emotional. That's
Right.
your in touch side. That's what you feel. Your
Freedom!
rising sign is who you are.
Who I am? Oh God, I don't feel that. I don't feel I'm a Libra, because Libras are all they're so not only constantly trying to be an empath and always fix it. They are trying to balance everything constantly.
But it's like,
I don't want to do. I don't want that to be my personality.
well, it's because your moon is
Habit,
how
maybe.
you feel internally, right?
Yeah.
So your moon is more of your emotional.
It's who I want to be. It's kind of who I want to be. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and your rising sign, I say your rising sign is who you are because it's how you present to people.
Maybe.
And so, because
I think people have always, the weird part is people have always looked to me as the wise one. Even when I was like really young, people would be like, you're so wise. How do you know so much? And,
but then again, that also comes like, is that the sign or is that the trauma?
I think it's me. I think I have these weird nuggets of wisdom and I don't know why. And, you know, we were talking about, Ruby was there. We were talking about reincarnation the other day. Gosh, I think it was my last. Oh, you were there. You were there.
Yeah.
Okay, so last stream, we were talking about ghosts and reincarnation and stuff. And I think that being
some weird stuff.
Definitely. I think being an empath, you can access these things more than some people, because it's almost like the memories stay with you. It's weird. There's some stuff that I've remembered not wanting to, just something triggered it, you know?
Yeah.
And
definitely.
And I don't know, I think that somehow those lives might have like carried inside me. So it's experience that I have that I don't even know I have, because I can't explain why I was that way as a kid. I always was, though. My mother certainly didn't raise me that way. And I don't think it's just trauma, because the only thing trauma did to me was make me quiet. You know, it made me not know how to relate or talk to people. But as far as wisdom goes, I don't know. It's just something in me that says maybe the right thing at the right time when people need to hear it, and I don't know why. Maybe I don't know.
I'm just reading what's going on.
Yeah.
That's something to where it's like, yeah.
Well,
like,
I don't think horoscope stuff. I don't think astrology can dictate who you are. It's more like a collection of commonalities that people have under those signs, born at certain times. It's more like just saying this is what normally it is for these types of people, but it's not like saying this is who you are and this is who you're only going to be. It's absolutely not like that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't take it like it's not fact so much as this is just the generalities of how people seem to be under these astrological planets being in a certain way that they are at the time.
Yeah, because the thing is that astrology is more than just your sun sign. Because when people think of astrology,
Yeah.
they just think of sun signs.
Yeah, no, it's a whole
And
chart.
not-
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that your sun sign is not who you are. Who you are is your rising sign. That's actually what it is.
Well, I think who you are is a mix of all of it. It's just
But that's
where
true.
it's just where
That's
where it is, and how it affects you,
Yeah.
and how it's more like a collection of just finding out how you deal with things and why you deal with things that way.
Yeah,
It's not
'cause-
really saying this is who you are and that's it, because
Right.
you know, environment matters too. Like we were talking about, like the trauma that's happened to me, and things that happen to you in life, and how you decide to deal with it, and your own choices there too. Doesn't matter what sign you are.
Yeah. No, I'm just talking astrology wise.
Yeah, but it's
I'm
just
talking
it's,
astrology wise.
yeah, it's not gonna really dictate who you are. It's just gonna like
Yeah.
it's just basically how the planets were when you were born, and how it might have affected you, and just the commonalities that people have under those types of those charts.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess it's like, so my wording was wrong. It's not, it doesn't dictate who you are as a person. It's what the perception that you give. That's what the rising sign is.
I think I can agree with that. I think people do
yeah.
think I'm kind of the balancer of things,
It's,
and
it's the perception that people have of you is that's what your rising sign is. So that's why I say that's what you are, because that's what other people understand you to be, right? So it's like, because when you look at someone, you're like, well, I see them for who they are, right? You have your own perception and interpretation of who somebody is, unless they, you know, reveal all their deepest, darkest secrets and everything in their basement to you. But even then, do you really know somebody?
well, there's the rub.
Yeah.
It's hard to really. I mean, that's okay. I'm sure you've seen Neon Evangelion, if I'm saying that right. No, you've never
What?
seen it. You've never seen Neon Genesis Evangelion, have you?
Wait, are you talking about Evangelion?
Yeah, you could say it that way, sure. I'm not
Hold on,
sure
I'm looking
exactly
it
how
up.
you say it.
I'm looking it up just to make sense. I think it's Evangelion, something like that.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yes, you're looking. Okay, Jeps.
Evangelion.
Evangelion? I don't know. It's that one, Neon Genesis.
Evangelion,
Yes.
something
You
like
have
that.
not
One
seen
of
it.
those
Okay.
things. I have not.
It is a cross between heavy duty sci-fi mecha things, right? And they're fighting these alien things.
I
and
like
it's,
mecha.
It's mecha. It's like it was other than like Robotech, it's probably the thing that most influenced that whole genre. But it's also heavily about this kid who can't figure out who he is because his father's so in charge of everything and taking over his life, and it's like, who am I? And there's this existential of why are we here? What's the point of us? It's like a lot of that shit in it. But at the end, there's this part where, well, they talk about this through the whole thing of the absolute sort of terror factor of like, when somebody can you get someone to truly know you? Can you lift down those walls, break the walls to truly be yourself with someone? And it's brilliant. It's a brilliant anime. It's a brilliant whole thing. But like that's something that we all go through. Like, to actually, am I getting that right, Rhea? It's like they call it like something like that. The AT field, right? The AT field. Because I don't remember exactly how it's talked about in it, but they talk about it, and it's absolute terror field that we keep up these walls usually with everyone, even if it's someone that you truly love, to protect yourself. And yeah, like when you were saying, do we really know people? Well, it is hard. I mean, Ray and I have been together for a million years. Like I said, I met her when I was 17, so we didn't get married right away. we lived together. We were roommates. We were besties. But there was a lot of trust issues between us. So many, from our parents, from being trans. There was just so many. And it took a while. It took a long while to lower that AT field, and it takes a really long time to let someone really, really get to know you. It's hard, and to know yourself well enough to do that.
I've seen Elf and Lied.
Elf and Lied.
Have you seen it?
I started to watch it, but I don't know, it didn't hook me for some reason.
That was the first anime I found by myself off of YouTube, like in middle school or like high school.
So you got into it.
It was during around that time period. I did.
So tell me what am I missing? Why didn't I get into it? I don't know.
It was the emotional pull for me. It was this like emotional, dramatic type thing, and it was tragic.
So it's tragic. Now I'm like, do I want to watch it? I don't know.
Also, the music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just it's the beginning OST, the beginning song, the intro song was what hooked me. I was always into it. I listened to like music box versions of the song. I listened to like Vocaloid versions of the song.
Oh my goodness!
Like I was just, oh my god, it was so good.
Ray's like, Elvin tried, Elvin died.
Well, it's a song and it's in Latin.
It's in Latin? Cool.
Yeah, it's in Latin.
I don't remember. I remember, Ray, we did watch it, like one episode at least, right? I have like, it was something about magic, a magic guy or something. Was he trying to protect a girl, or I can't even remember now.
Yeah.
Isn't it where he wakes up and he doesn't even know?
It's a mind fuck. Oh, good.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
He
good.
doesn't know where he is, and then he like just sees dead people along the stairway and stuff.
Wow, she remembers more than I do. I don't remember any of that.
Oh, what's wrong? Meow, 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 meow.
Meow, meow, meow.
Meow, meow.
Is your cat saying meow, meow?
Literally all she says is just.
Oh, the girl in it says that. She talks cat?
Yeah, she can't speak.
It's Rhea.
I see that now.
Rhea's like, wait a minute, what?
She says something. It's like pretty much like, what was it?
Heartless is saying no. No?
It was something along those lines, but I remember that she couldn't talk. Like, she couldn't talk until the very end.
Oops.
Pretty much.
It's not what I meant to do.
Oh, Lucy was Muse. Yeah, Lucy and Muse. Wait.
All right, we're listening to Ragtime. I accidentally hit Ragtime. You like Ragtime, right? Who doesn't like Ragtime? Let's go.
Wait, Lucy was. Yeah, no, that's it. I'm right. Queen. Yeah, Lucy.
I want to watch it now. I'm curious, but if it's a mindfuck, I don't want to do it. I'm scared. I need kind of cool, relaxing things, and at least, it doesn't have to be totally relaxing, but like fun stuff. I need fun stuff right now. You guys need to watch The Dragon Prince. It's coming out in November. Netflix. You gotta watch it. Gotta watch it with me.
Yeah, there's Mayu.
I'm gonna force my Sapphires all to watch it. Skittles and Sapphires. We're gonna force them to watch The Dragon Prince. And I have to start doing Dragon Prince Sundays or something.
Oh, Nana. Oh, poor Nana. Oh my god.
Are you wikiing this? You're wikiing this right now.
I'm looking through the cast real quick. Oh, Yuka. Oh, fuck Yuka. Bro. Okay, I'm looking through I'm looking through the cast.
You don't think I'll ever want to watch an edgy manga again? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
A mega edgy stuff. I don't know. It depends what it is. I don't want to watch anything that's so depressing I want to die. I'm just not up to that. I'm not up to that. Just finished watching The Vision of Escaflowne on my other monitor. Oh, how was that? What was that like? I don't even know that one, Nico.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Heartless is right about that one. I haven't watched it in so long. I haven't watched Elfenlight in a really long time. Maybe that's why I chose pink hair for my character subconsciously.
Aww.
It's
pink is the thing.
It's almost
Would you agree that I think people like pink hair girls more than like anything else in life? VTubers anyway.
Oh, I don't know.
I wasn't really into pink haired girls until Yai. Then I was like, oh,
then again,
wait.
like Lucy's hair was more of a reddish pink. It wasn't really. It was more of a red pink. It wasn't really a pink, and it wasn't really a purple pink. It was more of a reddish.
Yours is slightly reddish.
Mine. Yeah, it's like
okay. So
reddish
I wanted to
purple.
ask you, how did you get into art and drawing?
It's my eldest sister.
Again.
No, it is.
Everything's your fault, Mary. That's her name, right? Mary?
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, Mary. She
It's your
drew a
fault.
lot, and then so I started drawing, and then, I actually have like a signature art style I came up with, which I haven't shown on stream in a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because it's hard to do digitally for me.
I'm curious.
Yeah, no, it's pretty trippy. Like my middle sister says it reminds her of like timey-wimey stuff from Doctor Who with like circles and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, how like time is.
No, that's totally cool.
circles?
I want to see it. That's so cool.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
You could do one of those streams where it's just your hands, right?
Yeah,
hand,
I've done
hand
that
shot?
before.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done
And you
that
just show
before in
it.
the past.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, in the past.
That's so cool. I need to see more of your streams. Time. Timey-wimey.
It's okay.
But I know.
It takes me a long time to do those.
I used to just doodle just like swirlies. They're kind of like paisley, but not. And they would just swirl and swirl and swirl and swirl.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of fit into whatever section. It's reminding me a little bit of that. Because that's kind of timey-wimey. I've tried to dye my hair pinky red, but my hair is so blonde it came out Pepto-Bismol. Aww.
I'm sorry.
I've never dyed my hair pink. Blonde, yes, but not pink. Have you ever dyed your hair something weird?
I have.
What's the weirdest you've dyed your hair?
I've gotten the ends of my hair to be green.
Nice.
I had my whole head blue.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was like I had some parts were like a deeper blue and some were like almost a teal. At one point I had pink and purple in my hair, but that did not stay long at all.
Oh, really? Why? I love
don't know,
purple.
it just
You
didn't
didn't like it? I've never done purple
it
hair.
just bled out.
I should have done that. I should have tried
bled out
like
really
dark
fast.
purple or something.
Mhm.
My skin is very pale, so if I tried to do my hair dark once. I look like this basically. I look like how I am right now. I look like a vampire. But yeah, I don't know. I had a hard time with that. But yeah. I don't look like this in real life, people. I'm sorry. Elfin lied.
They don't have to know. They don't have to know.
They don't have to know.
They don't have to know. How would they know?
You've never dyed your hair, Sky? There's still time. Yeah, but I should have tried. I should have done a purple. Maybe I should just suddenly dye my hair purple. What do you think?
Why not? You know, it sounds fun.
I never did. That's the
Definitely
thing.
good
I was never a rebellious teen. I was just trying to live. I was just trying to get by, and not fall apart. But I never did anything rebellious. Never did drugs. Never did hair dye of different colors. I never did anything. I was really boring and a goody. I don't know.
I only started dyeing my hair when I went to university. Because university didn't care about the color of my hair.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
They weren't like, get out. That's how it would be in other places. Yeah.
And I went to a private Catholic university.
Oh, and they didn't care?
No.
Nice.
They were very free flowing.
Oh,
honestly.
really? Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, when we were talking about religion, not that I want to talk too much about religion, but my mom, one of the good things is she never forced religion on me. Her mom was quite the Jew and very into God. But my mom was like this hippie who just didn't want to, I think she was religious in her own way, kind of like spiritual and loosely into God. But in sort of that hippie Godspell kind of way, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't have to do any of that. There was none of that. We had Christmas trees every year. She loved Christmas. A Jew who loved Christmas.
Seasons.
Yes.
It's the seasons. It's like the one thing to where it's the holiday.
Right.
And honestly, like,
so I was raised with loving Christmas, and I still do. It's my favorite time of the year. I know everybody loves Halloween, but I'm ready for Christmas. Yes. Go ahead.
The funny thing is people like keep Christ and Christmas. Bro, at this point it's everybody's holiday.
Sorry, but it came from pagan roots.
It's pagan.
It's pagan. Oh my god, thank you. Echo. Oh my gosh. Echo, wait. Echo's here. What? I didn't know you could be here. I love you, Savi, so much. We're so glad to see you, Echo. Thank you for shouting out, Echo. We're so glad to see you. I'm so glad to see you. Kiss, 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 kiss. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Echo is back. Are you back? Is Twitch allowing you to be back? Are you back?
Echo was streaming earlier.
Yay! Yay! Oh my gosh, yay! I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm so glad. Otherwise, I was like prepared to like, you know, write some strongly worded letters. I was prepared to go to battle if I had to. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Echo, so much. I'm so glad you're back.
Put some bodies in our basement.
Well, okay, whatever it took, you know? Whatever it took. All right, I feel like we can breathe now. Echo's back. Yay! Yay! So glad to see you, sweetie. I'm so glad. I'm so glad they saw reason. Ugh, my gosh. Now we all have to learn something from this experience, though. Unfortunately, I'm gonna put my. There you go, Sailor Moon. Let's go. Let's go. It was for you, Echo. Definitely gonna put my my chat on sub only and stuff from now on when I'm not here.
Yeah, like sub and emote only.
Yeah,
no, definitely.
All right, Echo. Let's sing. Let's go. When I love by daylight. I know you know it. Just you're lurking. All right, you lurk and you enjoy it, sweetie. Thank you so much for being here and giving me the treasure. So glad to see you. I'm gonna take a drink. I need a drink. I like how I was talking about Christmas and then Echo showed up and gave me a Christmas present. That's how I look at it. Seek the powers of signature. That sounds so weird with the ragtime, but that's okay.
Oh, do you want the jazz I'm listening to?
Sure.
I'll send you the live stream.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I'll just send it in the.
Where are you sending?
Send it in the
Discord.
Yeah, in the chat for the VC.
Okay.
And it's a live stream, so you don't have to worry about the music too.
Okay.
And we'll be listening to the same exact music.
That would be awesome. Wait, where are you sending it? Which one?
So if you the collabs VC, when you hover over it, it'll be the open chat.
What, the collabs VC when you hover over to be the open chat?
So hover your mouse over the collabs.
Yeah.
Right? And then on the right side there will be like a little voice bubble and a person. Click on.
I see.
So this will be it's open chat.
I
so you
got
don't have
it.
to have like.
Why have I never done that in my whole entire life?
They added it recently though. They added it within,
so I'm not just dumb. Okay.
Well, they added it within the past few months.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's actually really helpful. Thank you, Discord.
They added it this year, so that way you don't have to have an individual text.
I will teach you that, Ray. I will teach you that.
Voice chat.
That is so helpful. Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Now we're listening to the same exact music at the same exact time. I'm actually going to save this too. Thank you.
Of course.
I don't know if it's copyright free, but
I don't know.
We'll find out. We will find out.
I normally just set my OBS settings so it doesn't record the browser into the VOD.
What? You could do that?
Yeah, you could do that.
You're gonna have to teach me that later.
Okay, but I taught Ruby. I tried to teach Echo.
Oh, well, you can try to teach me.
I am the teacher.
Yes, you are good at it. I don't know, but in real life, you would make a great teacher if you're not one.
I probably would, but I wouldn't teach.
You know, I feel the same way. I think I'm the same way. It would like I often actually had this fantasy of becoming a philosophy professor, kind of Joseph Campbell, you know, like.
Okay, see, I could see becoming a professor over a public school teacher.
Oh, absolutely! Oh my God, yeah.
What my mom has to go through,
right, with the whole curriculum.
I don't choose that for anybody.
Yeah, me neither.
That's why right now she's doing her master's program to become a principal or an assistant principal, so that way she doesn't have to be a teacher and she can lead the school she's at. And that she would get more pay.
Right. Yeah, well, first of all, public school teachers need to be made out of iron to handle it. Not just the kids. It's not really so much the kids. I think it's the pressure that comes from the school board. Or both.
Hello Kitty peeking opera mouse pad?
Well, that was random. That's random, Jess.
Sorry, it was a message from Czech. Pecking opera. They have a Hello Kitty pecking opera mouse pad. You know what? Wait,
Yes.
that literally reminded me because I looked it up to make sure I knew what it was. And it's Chinese opera. Growing up, you know, like McDonald's had the toys that came with
Happy Meal?
Kids meals.
Well,
for
I
a
know of
while-
it. Yeah.
Yes. For a while, they had Hello Kitty like little stuffed, little Hello Kitty plushes.
Are you a Hello Kitty junkie?
My sisters are, and they turned me into, but I'm not quite. I'm not.
The
I'm
answer
not
is
Hello
yes.
Kitty.
Just say yes.
I'm Rila Kuma.
What is that? Are you all right?
Rila Kuma is also Sanrio. See, this is the one thing where you ask me what, and I'm gonna give you a lesson. So
Here we go. Here we go.
Here is a link. I'm gonna send it in the stream. This is a link. So this is about Rila Kuma. So Rila Kuma is a bear from Sanrio.
You have to send it to me. You know, wait. Let me just. Maybe can VIPs do it? Maybe VIPs do it. Hold on.
I'll just send it in the. I send it in the Discord chat. So.
Okay.
So Sanrio
Try it again,
is the
though. I'm
same
curious.
company
I think it
that
could work.
made Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Right, same company that made Hello Kitty. So they also made Rila Kuma. So there's Rila Kuma, Korila Kuma. There's
Kuma.
Kiroitori, right? Like Kiroitori.
Like a frog?
And then no, it's a bird.
Oh.
Little chick.
Okay.
And then I haven't really seen the last bear too much, so I don't really know how to probably say their name, but
It's a bear.
Kairoikoguma.
So it's just a bunch of bears. You like bears?
Yes,
okay.
it's bears. It's a bear. I love bears. I
Ah.
love bears. They're
Why
so
aren't you a bear
adorable.
tuber?
See, that's a good question.
I know.
That's a good question. I could be. Maybe in the future we'll rebrand or something.
No, I like the dragon. I'm partial to dragons. I bears are okay, but I never got that into bears. I don't know why.
And that's something to where, like, I know that the Kodiak bear is the largest bear. It's the largest brown bear, right? And they're partial and only live on Kodiak Island, right? And they're huge and they're so cute.
Little
Even though
baby
some
bears are
people-
cute. Little baby bears are
You know,
really
some
cute.
people are like, that bear would maul your
A
face off. And I'm
dragon
like,
bear.
yes.
Ooh, that's an idea. A dragon bear. Nobody's done that. Or I
That'd
haven't
be
seen that. I have not seen that.
It'd
Oh my
be
gosh.
like almost like a chimera type. to where
Yeah.
it's a fusion, like a fusion.
You could have wings and like be furry like a bear. but
Don't
kind of-
remind me of my Full Metal Alchemist days. I don't want to remember chimera.
Okay. I saw some of Full Metal Alchemist, but I haven't seen the whole thing. I haven't, and there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it.
So there is there's this episode,
Yeah.
and it's a really sad episode, and a lot of people.
This is
don't
why I
really
haven't
like
seen the
talking
full
about
thing
it.
because I know it's sad. I could barely handle just watching a little of it.
And there's this one. So the entire show basically is that the Elric brothers are looking for a Philosopher's Stone, right?
Okay.
Mako knows. Mako knows.
Mako
And so there's
knows.
an episode.
It's gonna cry
It's-
just
it's
talking about it. Oh
it's
boy. Oh
one-
boy.
It's the one episode. The one episode. People like they get enraged and they just cry because it's so tragic and it's so effed up. So they come across this scientist, and he has a daughter, and he has a dog.
Okay.
And so he's
He makes a dog girl?
experimenting. He's experimenting with life, right?
Of course, as you do.
Because everybody's trying to figure out, the mysteries of alchemy, right? Equivalent exchange.
Science!
And the Philosopher's Stone. So, like, you get this, Ruby, you get this emotional attachment to this young little child,
Oh,
his
boy.
daughter,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Because she's so sweet, she's so cute, right? You're like, oh my god.
Why do I
she's
see this
just-
coming a million miles away? Okay.
So, at a really dark point in the episode, or it's like the next episode or something, drags it on.
Uh-huh.
You go back and you see the dog. But the dog is different because a scientist merged the dog and his daughter together. So the dog is really sad and looks different, right? Has some humanistic features.
Ew.
But humanistic in the fact that the face is changed to not look cute anime dog, but looks more, has a longer snout, the eyes look sad and droopy, right? And the dog just says big brother. And it's so sad! Because it's like you hear her talking, right, in this sad, really like changed way to where it's non-human, right? But she's speaking out of the dog because he fused the dog and the child together, and that's his
Lovely.
own
That makes me feel better about my parent.
his own child. And then
Yeah.
you're just like, he's gonna die. And then so like, you know, and then you go down
You
to
know,
face him, and he shows off how he has a chimera.
I'm not making this up in my head, am I? But like, it seems like Japanese anime often has this thing about the scientist guy who experiments on his daughter or makes his daughter become something. Is it? I mean, it like seems like a repeated thing that I've seen over and over. Battle Angel.
Yeah, they do that, Mako. Yeah, they make you bond with the
dog and the daughter in early episodes. Yeah. Couldn't watch it. Pass.
It's that woman. You know what? You know what's really messed up? I was scrolling on TikTok one day when they were having cons, and someone showed up to a freaking convention in a suit of when they were bonded together.
Ew. Did everybody like freak out and run away?
They were just like, why would you do this? Like they were like yelling, like, why would you do this? Why would you create this costume? Because they did a whole headpiece.
Oh God.
It wasn't like some sort of bad interpretation. No, the only thing that didn't match up is that they weren't the body shape of a dog. And they crouched. Like crouch hopped on the floor towards people.
Oh God, they were trying to freak people out on purpose.
To the people, it was like to the people that were looking at them and staring at them, like, why would you do this?
Because
they
evil.
would like crouch hop over towards them, and like, but it's like it's the emotional connection to how you felt about the episode, and then someone comes up and they're like, oh, wouldn't it be a great idea if we cosplayed? No,
just now.
No, it's
Cross the line, buddy.
Devastation.
Should have been thrown out of that con.
It's like the one thing where it's like, oh, don't worry, they're not real, they won't ever, and yeah.
Hey, if you're doing it right, if you're writing a story right, that person, that character becomes real to people.
Oh, it does.
It's just as real as a person almost.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you know you're writing something correctly.
Yeah, and so like the fact that they created the costume, I'm like, you are so mean.
Yeah.
So mean.
Well, I mean, I didn't see it, so I wouldn't have known, so I would have been unaffected. Yeah. But that sounds horrible. That sounds terrifying, to be honest.
It would have just looked like a really weird cosplay to you.
Yeah. Well, just the idea of the uncanny valley of that, the what is it, anamorphous? Is that what it's called? The when it's a animal person?
It's not anamorphic. It's what is it?
Something like that.
It has something morphic.
It has a morphic in it. Somebody in chat knows. Rhea, you know, right? It's gross. It's just gross. Yeah, don't do it. Wow. Well, now I know to try to. If I ever get around to having the bravery to watch that, just that series, I'm gonna have to just avoid that part somehow.
You will know.
I will know
once
you
once you come across
fast forward. Yeah, no. Oh yeah, no, I've heard only good things about it. So it's just long and a lot to get involved in. And lately I'm like, oh God, I have this huge list of anime that I haven't seen, and I have so much. Well, that you stayed for. That you got in and watched full on.
Oh yeah, I finished it.
Okay.
I finished it.
So it's not like you have low attention span for everything.
DVD.
Okay.
Because we had that on DVD.
Right,
and every once in a while,
that makes your life seem tame.
every once in a while, we'll do like a full marathon. But this was in the past.
Oh, okay.
Like this was when I was like, you know, when everybody still lived at home before my sister moved out and you know whatever.
So you feel like you need somebody with you to watch these things?
Yeah, because
Huh.
to me it was a family thing. It was a community thing. I never really watched.
So what
it by
about
myself.
like either in your Discord or Shrek's or somebody else, if they're watching it, would you watch with them?
I guess I don't know. I think for me it's still a family thing for me. It's still like my
Oh.
sister, you know.
Aw, it's like watching anime is like tied to your family.
Yeah,
Aw,
my
That's-
sister is my number one.
that's adorable. I
Yeah.
wish I could relate. I can't. I wish I could. That sounds wonderful. I would love to have that. In my mind, I have people that I feel like are family. You know, in my chosen family, but I don't have anything like that, like a brother or sister. That would be so wonderful, and it must be so comforting in a way.
Kind of.
She's like, maybe,
Kind of.
somewhat.
Yeah. When my sister was getting married, after she moved out and she was living with her now husband at the time, right? And they were dating and then they got engaged, and when she was getting married, I cried in her room because I knew at that point there was no way she was coming back home.
Aww.
It's a
But-
sad moment for me.
But I mean,
It's
you're
one
always
of those sad
tethered, though.
Yeah, no, we are. And even she doesn't really like being away from us for that long.
Yeah.
She struggles. Right? Because like wherever we moved, it was always our little family unit of 5 or 4, right? If my dad wasn't there. But like it was always us. And so like her being away from us for so long is not something she's used to. You're right. She's like used to us always being there within a certain range or whatever. And then now she's further away, so she's not used to that. So she struggles.
I think it's wonderful, though. I mean, so are you always tight, like especially around the holidays?
We've been trying to figure stuff like that out. It depends if people have something off and whether we can go up, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
it can take 7 to 8 hours to drive up there.
Wow.
So yeah. So it depends. Which I've driven that multiple times. I've driven
that
all the
is
way
a
to
long
California
drive.
before. Yeah.
Cool. I want to go to California and go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
I've been to Disney World plenty of times. We've never been to Disneyland. Well, I can't say I've never been to Disneyland. When my mom was a hippie, she drove cross country, and well, she didn't. Her friends did. And supposedly, I went to Disneyland when I was really young. I just don't remember it at all.
I feel that. I went to Disneyland when I was really young, and I don't remember. But we have photos.
Oh, I don't even have that. So
Yeah, we have photos because there's one thing about my mom. She also likes to photograph everything.
well, that's awesome. I
Yeah,
think that's
I mean,
awesome. That
yeah,
way,
it's
that
good.
way, it's it was real. I have things that it's like, was it? I have this weird memory of something. Was it real? Did it really happen? You know, like I'll never know.
Right.
But yeah,
Like,
no, I have dreams. I repeated dreams about the town I grew up in, and like I think in the dreams I'm always trying to feel that it's real, that it really happened, because I've been in Florida for so long, and I got kind of taken here against my will, and so like I have such an urge to go back to where I grew up and like know that it was real, you know, just to see those places and know I didn't dream it.
Yeah.
No.
Because like they're like I don't really remember Hawaii,
Oh wow.
but there would be times where I'm like, "Mom, did we live in a house like this?" She was like, "Yeah." And I'm like,
Well, that's
"Oh."
the thing. I tried to ask my mom, but she couldn't ever
And then
remember
just
anything.
couldn't
Yeah.
remember. Yeah. No, and that's definitely also something as well.
But yeah, pictures help,
Yeah, they do.
because my memory is
And-
getting bad. So like,
And
yeah.
now I'm a person, I don't like taking photos.
you don't like taking photos. I love taking
I
photos.
don't like being in them.
Oh, yeah. No, I get that.
Like on Sunday, a family relative wanted to take a photo of my mom and her sister together with me in it, and I was like, no. And my aunt was like, come on, and I'm like, no. And I'm like, she can tell you, like pointing to my mom. I was like, she can tell you I don't like being in photos.
Aw. I bet you're adorbs. I bet you're adorbs, and you should take photos of yourself all the time, or at least,
more of, like,
or at least just like put your hands up over your face and like make peace signs.
yeah. I mean, it's like I take photos, right? I'm fine with like I'm fine when I want to be in a photo. But it's like sometimes I just don't feel like I want to be photographed.
Mm.
And I don't like, and growing up, it was always forced, right? Like,
Yeah,
and I
forced
mean, like,
stuff isn't fun.
everything-
Yeah.
Like everything was photographed. Like my mom wanted to always photograph things. And so I was forced to be in photographs
Oh,
when I
okay.
didn't want to be. And so like now, like I just don't want to be in them because I don't like this pressure that I feel like I have to be in them, right?
You're such a rebel.
I guess so.
You are a rebel, Jess. I never had that. I never had like be in this picture or else. I did have the thing about, you know, hug your grandma, which I was like, bleh. But
Yeah.
but so, you know, there's this a very regular skittle more than here. He's not here. But Yeet, you know Yeet. Everybody knows Yeet at this point.
Yeah.
Yeet gets around. Yeet. But anyway, he hates being hugged, as you well know. I feel like for me,
Also hates being called cutie.
yes, we can't call him cute. He's got to stop acting cute though. It's annoying. But anyway, the hug thing. Yeah, I like feel like I don't know why my model's turning constantly to the side right now. I don't know. But I feel like as far as hugs go, I like hugging people that I like. Like if I know you well and I like you, then I want to hug you, right? But
Yeah.
I have a weird thing about my body. So like I've got like, you know, dysphoria. So it's like I have to really love you to want to hug you. I don't like when people like there were times in my job, my old job that I had where it was kind of like for elderly people, so they often like to hug you. As strangers just coming up and hugging me is like you know, I don't like that. I don't like when somebody just like puts their arm around me or whatever and I don't know them, especially now post COVID. But yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, you're a hugger, Mako. I like hugs. I do. I have to know you. I have to know you and feel that AT feel has to come down a bit. You know what I mean?
I like hugging those I care about. Like when I meet Shrek, we like she'll hug and we'll like sway from side to side real quick, like we're happy, and then I'll just kind of hold on for a second.
Aww, you guys are so freaking cute. Aww, I love that you're besties. That's so cute.
Yeah. And then we'll look at each other and be like, I missed you. I'm like, I missed you, bitch. And then we're just like,
but at least you guys get to see each other all the time. Like, not see each other.
Sometimes.
But like, I mean, like here. Like, like online, you know, but
yeah.
That's cool. I mean, my bestie, I can't get her into Twitch for the life of me.
Oh.
I try, but I can't. She's I don't know, set in her ways. Like she likes it, but she just can't get into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's an artiste.
Ah.
Yeah, she's an artist, and she's kind of old school, but I love her for it. I love her for who she is, but I can't get her into it. Heartless says, I'm lucky, mine did not, and they never hit us, even though there was a time when my two baby brother wished they would hit us for the way that speak to us felt worse, that we just wish the spanking for that would be over faster. Whoa, okay. Basically your parents are really good to you. Okay.
Yeah, because the message that Heartless replied to is one from Rhea saying, I can feel that Jess, my parents always tried to decide everything for me."
Right.
Oh, yeah. No, my mom is a control freak.
Oh boy.
I love my mom, but she is a control freak. Like, there'd be times where I'm like, can I drive? And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay, control thing. Like it's sometimes it's the fact that she needs to feel like she's in control. It's not that she wants to actually control to manipulate.
Right.
It's that she it's like to keep sane sometimes because she would be anxious, right? She would need to feel like she's in control.
Oh, I can relate to that. I can relate to that.
Yeah, that she can at least keep her anxiety, not so bad.
But that's hard to deal with. That's hard to be around.
Oh yeah, because like if you're really anxious, but somebody else is in control, right? It's like, how do you? Because you already feel like you're not in control.
Yeah.
Right. And so like if you can at least be in control of something, right?
Yeah, but you don't want to have your kids feel that from you. because
Oh,
the
no,
kids
definitely
need to
not.
feel comforted. I don't know. Did you feel like your mom was too hyper about that, or did you feel? I don't know. Did you still feel comforted though, or did you feel scared when she was like that?
Whenever she was really anxious, I was scared because it made me anxious.
Yeah, exactly. See, unfortunately I haven't had kids. I would love kids, but I have cats, and they don't care about these things.
I'm good with cats. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people to where like it's hard for me to deal with myself. So how could I deal with a kid?
I feel like for me, I have that feeling, but at the same time, I always wanted. It's like I needed to prove I could be a good dad. It's like that way I would have a dad by being myself. You know what I mean? Like, and feeling like I could do that for someone else. I always wanted to give the world to a kid, and I would probably spoil them. But I don't know. I do have a way of being disciplinary, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, Rhea? But
I mean,
anyway,
you still got to be that way with cats, though. Cause
yeah, you do. Oh my god, my cats! I have the most unruly cats. I'm telling you. Well, no, Pan is the unruly cat. Pan is the one.
No, was it Turkey? It was Turkey the other day.
Turkey? Yeah. Oh
Was it
yeah. I
turkey
was
or
eating
ham?
turkey. I was eating turkey, and he started mauling me. He started like jumping up and like trying to get it and swatting it out of my hand. I was like, quit it. But that's not even the worst he's ever done. No. Oh no. Okay, first of all, when Pan was little, oh my god, he was adorable, right? The cutest cat you've ever seen, with the big eyes and adorable little face, cute tabby. I would do anything for this cat. And then I found out quickly that he liked to maul me. He literally loved to, I'm talking like jump up to where my arm was and just start going, nah, 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 like biting and scratching and just like, it was hideous. And he would do this on and off when he suddenly would see me as a zebra. I think I would turn into a zebra in his mind.
From I was
a person and then
hunter prey.
Yeah. Like
yeah.
he'd be half the time he'd be just a cute little sweetie in my lap, and then the other time it was like, wait, you look like a zebra. I'm gonna kill you. And he would get that look, you know, that hunter tracker stare.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh shit. And it would just happen to me. It never happened to Rhea. He never did that to Rhea. Just me.
Yeah.
But I was his world. He loved me to death, and he still does. He follows me everywhere. He needs to be where I am. He doesn't maul me so much anymore, but sometimes he gets pissed off for the littlest things. He thinks he's a prince, right? He's Prince Panny. He gets pissed off if I walk by him and don't acknowledge him.
Oh.
I have to pay the toll. And so like he'll swat at me, and sometimes his claws accidentally get at me. Yeah. But they do damage. I've tried to clip his nails. He won't do that. I try, but it just
even though, because I have two cats, right? There's Ollie, who's like he's over a year old, and then there's, I think he's over 2 years now, and then I think he's still over 1 year old. Wait, when did we get him? Oh, I think he's actually over 2.
Okay.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah, so he's a little over 2, and then we have the kitten, Theodora, and so. Like she was the stray, right? Like he's also a stray.
Yeah, Pan is a stray. Yeah.
Yeah, like because Ollie was a stray, but he's like what I call like stray deluxe. Like his mom was a stray, but a vet tech found his mom, and when and the vet tech was helping his mom give birth, right? And so like they were taken care of. Right, until they found home. So he's like stray deluxe because his mom was a stray, right? And then there's Theodora, who actually is a stray. Like she was a stray like 6 weeks.
Aww.
Is when we found her.
Aww.
Right? So
Penny was
over
about
a month.
Penny was 10 weeks when we got him. But 5-6 weeks, that's little. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was a runt too. I'm pretty sure because she's still really small.
Really? How old is she now?
She's around 2, probably like 2 months, 3 months-ish.
Aww, she's still small. Aww.
She's still small. She's so cute though. Like I
What
can
she
still
look
hold
like?
her in one hand. Like
Wow.
she's not tiny.
Yeah.
She's like, and she is so funny. I pick her up whenever I can. So she's so well handled.
Oh, that's
like,
good. Yeah, Panny would never, when I got him, I guess damage had been done, he would not let me pick him up. Never.
Yeah, because like I'll go over, or like she'll come up to me and I'll pick her up. And I'll
Aw.
just pick her up with one hand, like right behind her shoulders and her front legs, and she'll just dangle.
Nah. No, my cat. Well, Panny would bite me. He would bite me if I tried to do that. Absolutely. And Curry is our other. She's a black cat. She also was a stray. I got her from a friend at work who was like, my other cats can't handle her. I don't know what to do with her. So I took her home like an idiot, thinking it would help Pan to have a friend.
Oh no.
Oh no. No, that was a bad idea. So basically, what happened was Panny was very excited to have a friend. He was like, oh, she's pretty, I love her, and she said, "Get the fuck away from me." it just
yeah.
Okay, look, it became a very weird I love you, hate you relationship. She loves to taunt him, like she'll go up and sniff him and pretend she's gonna cuddle him, but he used to fall for it, but now he doesn't because he knows that just means she's gonna fight him. So she like, I love you, hate you. That's what she does to him.
Yeah.
And it hasn't changed in like 8 years. They won't. There was a brief time in the beginning that she liked to sleep next to him, but that really stopped. He doesn't trust her. They have no trust.
Yeah, okay, so like when because we really should have kept Theo, like, because we had her quarantined in like a small restroom. We should have kept her in there for longer, but you know, I think my family
cats get curious too. Yeah.
Well, no, like my parents really wanted to see if this would work out because her staying depended on how she reacted with Ollie and how Ollie took the situation.
Yeah.
And
well, I kind of didn't care how Pan would feel.
Yeah.
No, I did, but yeah.
But
yeah,
like
I hear what you're saying because they say to keep them separated for a while.
Yeah,
first,
and have
then
them like smell
slowly.
each other.
Yeah.
And like he'd been an only cat, you know, like an only child, and now when she's out, you know, and she's roaming around, just so she doesn't eat his food, we put his food
right. Oh my God, my cats are so territorial.
But then he's like, ah,
right.
And then like she used to torment him and mess with him all the time, but now she doesn't. But now she'll be near him, like 4 feet away from him, and he'll just like growl at her, like the low meow growl.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. That's my stuff.
And I'm like, what is your deal? And I'll like look at him like, what is your deal? She's all the way over here. What are you doing? You're making food. And then
it's time.
And then but I'll be like, what are you doing? And then but I was making soup. It's in the kitchen. And I'm wondering what they're doing.
You had a fortune cookie?
And so I looked out of the kitchen and they're both on a rocking chair together and he's cleaning her.
Oh no, really? Oh my God.
He was cleaning her and she was falling asleep.
Oh, I wish our cats had gotten to that point. They never. I think at the very beginning, she cleaned Panny a little bit. But again, he stopped trusting her because it's just one too many times of, you know, I love you, and then she bites him or hits him or starts a fight. She's messed up in the head. I don't know. But Curry is really, really snuggly and sweet to us. She's like really, really cute that way. She does have her problems though, because street cat, and she was a street cat for like a while. But she's mostly a sweetheart. Like she'll cuddle with me. She needs to cuddle with me at night to sleep, which Panny does not like. Panny does not like that at all. Panny is a himbo. Yeah.
Ollie does not like cuddling me. He doesn't even really like me petting him anymore.
Oh my gosh.
He'll let me clip his nails.
Really?
See, this is one thing. Ollie is a really good boy.
Aww.
But sometimes he's a really entitled little boy. Well, he's actually a big boy because he's like a tomcat, so he's huge. He's just big overall, right?
So is Pan, yeah.
Yeah, I clipped his nails yesterday, and I had him tummy up right in my lap.
Aww.
And he'll like put his head against my arm.
Wow, what a good boy.
And then like he might make 1 or 2 very small low meows, but that's it.
Wow.
Besides trying to pull his paw away.
If I did that, Panny would just start biting like crazy.
I started trimming his nails from a young age.
I did actually. I did that when he was sleepy. I could get away with it when he was young, but not anymore.
Oh, see, I use treats.
Treats.
I used to. What I used to do is I used to do like 1 or 2 claws and give a treat. 1 or 2 claws and give. So he used to get a lot of treats. And now yesterday, when I clipped his nails, I trimmed all of his nails and then I gave him like 2 or 3 treats.
What a good boy. What a good boy. Panny would not do that. Panny would just be like, the treat, the treat, the treat, the treat. There'd be nothing else to it. They'd just be like, it's food, it's food.
Boogie. They just want to see my
Oh my god, they do. That's like, yeah, eat the Jess, eat the Jess. Your hat kind of does look like a cookie.
It does.
It's a little bit like a pumpkin cookie. It's awesome. I love it. So did you ever train, or is it just you just trained yourself for art, for drawing?
Oh, it's just years of figuring things out, looking at references, trying to see how other people do things, figuring it out for myself.
Wow. So innate talent.
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome. I can draw like so I can sketch realistically, but I never got the handle of anime style. Never. I don't know why.
See, but that's the thing though, is that my character is not really anime.
It's true.
She's more
She's
almost cartoon.
Yeah, she is.
I can't do anime.
Anime's hard. Why is anime hard? Why is it so hard?
People are like, anime's so easy, and I'm like, no, it's not.
It's not.
I've tried so many times.
Why is it so hard?
Looks cartoonish.
Yeah, but you do really well in the style. So that's what matters. Everybody has their own style, and that's good. But yeah, I can't for the life of me. I couldn't even do the cartoonish look. I just for some reason can't do exaggerated or that certain style. I just can't seem to do it. Everything for me is like either it's realistic or it's stick figures. It's not like nothing in between.
You know what my mom always says? She can draw well.
Yeah.
She can always draw water well.
Water well?
You draw water from a well?
Ah! I like your mom.
She's got those puns. Honestly, like, Shrek loves my mom a lot. Even my mom's students love my mom. They walk into her classroom, they're like, "Hi, mom."
Aww.
And I'm like, no,
she's my mom.
She's my mom.
Did you, but you had her as a teacher, did you? Right? Like, did you go
Sometimes.
Yeah. Like,
so, funny thing about my family, my parents met in high school. And my sisters and I all went to the same school my parents went to. The same high school.
Yeah.
So, like, because my parents were here, and then they got married, left military, had kids, and then we all retired back here. And my sisters and I all went to the same high school that my parents went to.
Wow.
But, oh wait, what was the question?
If you had your mom as your own history teacher.
Oh, so growing up, my mom would be like a substitute teacher sometimes.
Okay.
So, like, in 2nd grade, she was a substitute teacher for my teacher one time. I want to say in 4th grade, she was again.
So you didn't have her as like an actual teacher?
No.
Okay.
No. Because, like, wherever we moved, like, if your mom was a teacher, your parent was a teacher, they would not put you in their class. Because it's favoritism.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And that'd be so weird. Would it be favoritism, or would it be like they'd be so hard on you? Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want that.
But I would say, I don't know whether this was a thing or not, but in high school, I was always really good friends with my English teachers.
That's cool.
And yeah, no, like, I would always, like, I had my favorite English teachers were always the ones that nobody else liked because they pushed them. I liked my English teachers because they were like, I know you can do better than this. And I appreciated that. As much as I didn't like it, I appreciated it. Because they did it with care and support. It's not that they wanted to be mean. It's because they cared and they knew I could do better. And I was like, this is the kind of tough support that you need, right?
True. It's gonna be a fine line there.
Yeah, my sophomore year, I had my favorite English teacher, and she was really good friends with my freshman year English teacher. But I'd hang in her classroom after school hours, and like other teachers would walk in and they'd see me and be like, "Oh, student," and then my teacher would be like, "Oh no, don't worry, her mom's a teacher."
What does that mean?
I would hear no, but then it's almost this understanding that, oh yeah, like teacher crap talk, right? Okay, well, like her mom's a teacher, but at a different school. Even if she heard, she would understand what we're going through with the other teachers. And so I'm listening and I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's totally wrong that they did that. And I was just like, yeah, don't they know protocol? Yeah. They should have just given the grade back and told, no, this is unacceptable. You cheated. It's a 0. You know? And so like, because like my mom was a teacher and I saw everything that she went through, I could relate to other teachers.
That's cool.
And so it's like, yeah, it's almost like I was like a little miniature teacher, but not even a real teacher.
But you never wanted to do it.
No.
Because you saw the hell.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do it.
Although teaching art like part-time would be like you could do, that's like your own self-made, you know, work for yourself.
Maybe at like some sort of art academy that does summer camps.
Well, yeah.
Because I remember what I was like during middle school, and I just wanted to draw anime style, but that's not what the art classes at public school were teaching.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Definitely not.
So
Definitely not.
I personally wouldn't want to have to deal with...
There should be a lot more of that.
Right.
They probably have that like in Japan, but like not here.
And so, like, I know for me personally, I wouldn't want to teach art at a public school and then all the students not want to do what I'm giving them to do as an assignment. They'd rather, because most of the time those people are like artistic childs, right? They're artistic and they just want to draw what they want to draw. They're in an art class because that's what they think it's going to be, stuff to help them do what they want to do, right? Not, you know, get experimental with perceptions of space and, you know, and stuff like that, you know? Like, because that's what I thought. I thought I was going to go in, I was going to be able to draw cute things like anime, and I didn't know I was going to be able to do this stuff, so I didn't enroll in art class.
Well, a really good teacher should teach you a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the what should be as opposed to what is. But yeah, like Japan has a whole college for anime. Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Mako.
Yeah.
Have fun at the gym.
Hitting the gym. Let's go, Mako. You gotta pump those shark muscles. Let's go.
Pump it up. Start pumping.
Did we shout out Mako? Did we do that? Because we should. We should do that. Do that thing. Everybody follow Mako. How are you, Lively? I think tonight, I don't know, I'm sure you feel the same, but I thought I saw Echo just go on. Was there an Echo that just went on?
I think so.
Maybe? Let me look. Did I make it up in my head? Is she
No,
gonna...
I do not see.
Dang it!
She went live earlier.
Ah, dang it. That's who I was gonna... That's now. She was in my sights. She was in my sights.
Yeah, she was live earlier. She just went on Phasmo though.
I missed her.
That's probably what you saw.
Yeah, I missed her. I wanted to raid an Echo tonight. Boo!
Oh, because it's almost 11:30 for you.
Yeah, it is. I'm getting a little hungry. I feel like I could talk to you all freaking night. But I am getting a little hungry. Like I had miso soup, but it's not enough. I didn't have my sushi, and I want to eat my face off. I want to eat this. This looks really good. I just got this today. Do you see this? Like this stuff down here.
Yeah,
the Halloween. It's a Halloween cake. I want a Halloween cake right now. So, you know, they don't sell that. I haven't seen anything like that. But like, I feel like there's so much I could ask you about and talk to you about. My brain is a bit mushy though. We need to do a tea time part 2. Is that okay?
That's fine with me.
Awesome. Yeah, at your leisure. Tea time part 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Oh yeah, Doc came back to streaming. Doc's live right now.
Really? Do I? Yeah. Please tell me I follow Doc. Yes, I do. I see it. Phasma. Everybody's playing Phasma. Is Doc playing Phasma with Echo? So it'd be like a sort of rating Echo.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I bet. Let me go look. They won't expect it because I haven't ever played Phasma.
I mean, Echo just cheered some bits, so maybe she's in there.
Yeah, I hear an Echo. Yeah, Doc and Echo. Let's go. Let's do this. All right. So, in case you have been watching and didn't know for some weird reason, I've been hanging out with JessicaTheBesstica, and she's awesome. And you should all follow her. There we go. Boom.
Hello, Ace. Hello.
That's so cute. That's your little dragon self.
Oh, yeah, my little dragon pet.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's another final last question. What made you decide to be a dragon VTuber? Why dragon?
You are a pain in my side
Okay, so
sometimes.
I chose dragon because I like dragons and I like whimsical, fantastical stuff. And
Yes.
also when I was looking at VTubers, I didn't see too many dragons. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
god,
okay,
really?
I think I'll stand out. Like because I saw
Sorry.
I saw cats.
Yeah,
saw
there are a lot of
foxes.
cats. There are a lot of
I
cats.
saw dogs. I saw, like I saw all of these different things. I was like, but I didn't see too many dragons.
Maybe in comparison, no. Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, there doesn't seem to be too many. Yeah, there's quite a few, but there's not too many, like cats and fox. I'm
Right.
like, so I'll just be a dragon. Sounds good.
Well, I mean, I love dragons, so I'm for it. I'm for anything dragon. When I see a dragon VTuber, I don't care how many. Why I said dragon. This is what happens when you're talking and typing. I meant thank you, Shrek. Who also is a dragon in spirit, apparently.
She's yeah.
Yeah, not too many rainbows. Not that many. No, that is true. I didn't really think about that when I was choosing. I was like, I just want to be a prince. That's all I want to be in life. Basically, a way to be myself. That's all. There's the Shrek. Follow Shrek. Okay, guys. There's my raid message. We're gonna do this raid thing. And we're gonna raid Doc. Shh! Don't tell him. And we will do a second part of Hangout with Tea Time with Jess. I love you. You're awesome. Let's definitely hang out again. And I'm gonna go eat my face off.
Yep.
All right. That sound like a plan? All right. We're gonna do this raid thing. See if I remember how to do it.
We'll schedule the next one.
Yeah.
We'll schedule it.
I'll be back. This
I'll
is
be
the
back.
last you've heard of me.
All right, the raid has been created. Let's go, people. And thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out, for chilling, for tea timing with us. If you've got snacks, if you got food, go eat. But before that, definitely follow Doc. He's way cool. And Echo will probably be in there, and we're all going to chat for a little bit, and then I'm going to go eat my face off. I will be on again, not Sunday. I'm doing Mondays now. So I know. I'll be back on Monday. I decided Sundays are a good day to have off, because no construction. That's why. So I love you all. I see you again. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Love you. Let's go.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on stream, Safi. I appreciate it.